7th, got to the lead, fell to dead last, and drove right back to the front. Nick Halen wins the Legends of the Pacific main event here at Madera. Second place goes to Cody Winchell. Fest Eddie Garoni comes home in third. Cameron Austin fourth, and Brendan Rozbarski your top five. But this race belongs to Nick Halen. From middle of the pack to first to dead last to first once again. Nick Halen earned this one here at Madera.
Yes, and I believe he also earned that $100 for the Hard Charger Award. I think from 7th to 1st, picking up 6 positions. I don't know as anyone else would have maybe picked up 6 positions on the racetrack. But congratulations going to Nick Halen, and we will send our own Jason Galvin down trackside to talk to a very excited Nick Halen, and he'll talk about the activity that was on the racetrack, exciting activity in this Legends of the Pacific. Good to have them back for their first race of 2020 at Madera Speedway. We'll take a quick commercial break, pay some bills, so we can continue to do this for free for you. Thanking our friends at Nut Up and 5150. We'll take a commercial break and back with you, and Stephen Blakeslee will join us for our Junior Late Models.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
5150 Energy Drink is the choice for those with a passion for life and a thirst to match. There are many obstacles in life that keep people from pursuing their dreams. But when you're 5150, you're able to use those hardships as motivation to push yourself. With the right mindset, anyone can achieve greatness, and 5150 can help get you there, offering much more than just a boost of energy. Our ingredients are carefully selected because of their health benefits. So not only does 5150 taste great, it also provides the body with the nutrients it needs to stay hydrated and energized. Our mission to provide a quality product is matched only by our commitment to making the world a better place. In partnership with the Carlos Vieira Foundation, efforts are made year-round to help the less fortunate. In fact, a portion of every can sold goes toward helping families that are living with autism. And at the heart of it all is passion. The passion to live life to its fullest, to chase your dreams, and to help others. Are you 5150?
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
Well, the Legends of the Pacific, and some information on the Legends of the Pacific. The 12th that ran second today, Cody Winchell, was involved in an incident in that race, went to the back and came back to win at Lakeport, and we mirror image it down here at Madera. The number 7, Nick Halen, involved in an incident, went to the back and stormed his way to victory lane, and he is down there with Jason Galvin.
Well, an excited Nick Halen out of his race car here, a hot race car, and it had to be even hotter in there about midway through that race. Nick, you did a great job battling your way to the front, and then the contact there with Cameron Austin. You go all the way to the back. Took you 10 more laps to get right back to the front. How are you so much quicker than everybody else here tonight?
You know, it was just the car was good tonight, even though the front clip is a little bent. I think it might have found us something. So I'm actually going to go home and scale the car with a bent clip and see how it is, and then go from there.
You had that contact there with Cameron Austin battling for the lead. What was your perspective on it?
It was nothing, just racing. We're tight. We all bump a little bit. And, you know, you're bumping at just the right spot and your car's off, you know, and you go around. There's nothing you can do about it. It's okay. I'm just glad no cars got completely smashed there, because then I wouldn't have been able to have my chance to come back.
Well, congratulations, Nick. A return to Madera Speedway. You find yourself right back in victory lane.
Thank you very much. And thanks for Madera for allowing us to be here. I know it was a tough shoot with the Legend cars. We love to race here, and we usually bring a lot of guys, so I hope to be back some more.
Nick Halen, victorious in the Legends of the Pacific, return to Madera.
Well, a very happy Nick Halen down there, who's running on the older tires that these cars used to run. Now they're running on a new tire, and so he was carrying more weight on the older tires. So great job by Nick Halen to get the win today. We're going to go back down trackside down here, and Jason Galvin is going to be with a second place car down here, and the driver of the number 12, it is Cody Winchell.
With Cody Winchell, who finished second in the Legend race tonight. Cody, you were battling with Eddie Guarani back there. How was that battle?
It was fun, and then got out to a pretty good lead, and the car just kept going away from me, so eventually got caught up, and then I guess something happened on the track, and my dad said there was a yellow, but it stayed green, so he caught back up, so it is what it is.
How do you feel to be back at Madera Speedway in your Legend?
Feel pretty good. I'd like to thank everyone that's putting this on for us and letting us come out. It's always a fun race here. Good, clean, hard racing.
That was Cody Winchell, who finished second in the Legend race.
Thank you.
Well, thank you down there, Olivia and Cody Winchell. Hard fought second place, and also got a note that the winner also picked up, I believe, $100 from Mike Soyseth's Performance Race Graphics. There was $100 for the hard charger, and we believe that did go to Nick Halen, our race winner. Third place this afternoon at Madera goes to the driver from Bakersfield. It is Fast Eddie Groney, and he is down there with Olivia Mankey.
Guarani, who started fifth in the Legend race tonight and worked his way all the way up to third place. How was that battle between Chase and you at the end there? Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right now. We had a good run. I'm happy with the car. We did pretty good. Was hoping to get second right there on that end. I got the 12 was pretty aggressive there on that restart and kind of got me loose and got under me. Wasn't much I could do, but held off for third place and pretty happy with it.
Eddie Guarani holding off a battle with that for third place tonight in the Legend race.
Well, thank you, Olivia and Fast Eddie Groney. I must admit that was some awesome Legend cars of the Pacific. That's their first visit to Madera this year, and we look forward to seeing them when they return to us at Madera. And this division is growing back in numbers again. So Legends of the Pacific coming back in numbers. A lot of the drivers moved on, as we said during the race, to late models and so forth. Some moved out of state. And we're just growing a whole crop of new stars in the Legends of the Pacific, also under new management too, with Mike David taking over running the Legends of the Pacific. And he is a guy who knows how to get things done and supply the parts to make this work for drivers coming in and buying cars. So it's all positive for the Legends of the Pacific. I want to thank them today for turning the action on. It was a great race as well here at Madera Speedway for our Legend cars. Next up, we'll be having our junior late model, and it will be round number 4 of the 5150 LTM late model series for 2020. Well, as we line up our junior late models for round number 4 of the 5150 Junior Late Model Series for 2020, we'll take a break, play some commercials, pay some bills so we can continue to bring you these live streams from Madera Speedway in Central California. Tonight, 70 laps of Junior Late Model Racing, the original Junior Late Model Series on planet Earth.
Outback Andy, it's race time here at Madera.
Yes, it is.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Welcome back to the live stream for Madera Speedway as we get ready for night number 4 of Madera Racing on MAV TV. I'm Stephen Blakesley back in the booth alongside Outback Andy Foster. We're getting ready for our 70-lap 5150 Junior Late Model race, and it's been so special to bring these Junior Late Model races on MAV TV onto a live stream free for our race fans. So when you hear us talking about MAV TV throughout the night, we're going to be peppering in our TV broadcast. And that is about to begin right now as we're going to throw it down trackside for our MAV TV intro with Jason Galvin.
Well, as we get ready for round number 4 of the 2020 season here in the 5150 Junior Late Model Series, all eyes at this point are on the championship battle as we close in on the midway point of the season. The year started hot for the 87 car. Bakersfield's Seth Wise in year number 2 here at Madera. He won the first 2 races of the year. That made 3 in a row after his first career win at the end of the 2019 season. But things made a drastic change in round number 3. It's when Bradley Erickson found some speed and his first career win. And with a pole position qualifying run today, Bradley Erickson's your new points leader, just like that, over Seth Wise. But it's oh so close and could change literally lap to lap here in tonight's race. It might seem awfully early here in the 4th race of the season to be talking about points, but for those 2 young men up front, Seth Wise and Bradley Erickson, it's never too soon to be thinking championship. We're ready to go for round number 4, the 5150 Junior Late Models here at Madera Speedway, and it's coming up next right here on MAV TV.
When you hear us talking about MAV TV throughout this broadcast here on our Facebook live stream, that's because this will be our Madera Racing on MAV TV broadcast. Outback, where can they find Madera Racing on MAV TV?
Well, they can find it at a number of places. You got 214 on MAV TV. And you can find it, I think, at 11:05 on Uverse, 420 on Charter Communications in the Valley. You also find some of the replays are available at lucasoil.tv as well. You'll see the MAV TV broadcasts on there as well. So they're available all over the place, and whatever you streaming device you have, look up and see where you can find MAV TV.
Well, and when is it on the air? We forgot that part.
It is on Monday nights now, not Thursday nights. We moved to a new slot, which is really cool because it's a night where a lot of drivers are at their workshops working on their race cars, so they can tune in to MAV TV while they're working on the race cars. And a great shot here of our cameraman high up on the boom in
Well, who
turn
is
one.
that? Tell us who that is. That's
Well,
Matt
that is
Hilliard up
Matt.
there.
Yes, it is.
And
It's Matt.
he has really been one of the instrumental people at our Short Track TV studios, along with Quan and Kenny, as far as really taking this broadcast to the next level. So one of the things that Matt is really good at is the graphics. And so I've loved the new graphics scheme this year. We debuted that on Monday with the Nut Up Pro Late models, and then in 2 weeks' time. So looking forward on the calendar. I had to pull up a calendar here. It'll be Monday, August 17th. Round 1 of the junior late models will air. And you'll be able to see the hard work of Matt, Quan, everybody on the cameras, Doug on our leader cam as well. And Zach down in the infield, Jason Galvin, everybody that works hard on this crew here at Madera Racing on MAV TV. You know, the temperatures tonight, Andy, it was close to 100 degrees, 98 degrees today. So we'll have to rename Matt Hilliard to Nick Lachey of 98 degrees up there in the boom.
And it's also, the wind is picking up, so that thing is starting to move around. Look at Frank down here. He's got a collection now of friends in the flag stand as he puts out the helmet there.
Well,
we get a good shot of the graphics on the helmet now.
And the bird on the bottom is named Lucky. And then we've got Digger at the top.
Yes.
You may remember Digger from the Fox TV broadcasts. And
we should have probably put Digger out on the grass somewhere.
Well, he was always hiding, and maybe he burrowed a tunnel over to Madera Speedway. You know, it was funny because a lot of times the final race of the Fox package for NASCAR was Sonoma. And if you're just tuning in to our live stream here on YouTube, that would be the closest NASCAR Cup Series track to Madera Speedway. We are just north of Fresno. Sonoma Raceway would be about 3.5 hours northwest of us. We're in the valley. That would be over on the coast in the wine country.
Beautiful part of the world.
Oh, beautiful part of the world. This is a beautiful state, and we're proud to be Americans, proud to be Californians, and proud to be racing. With everything going on in the world, we hope everyone is being safe around the world. We also want to salute our first responders and our men in blue that protect us every day on the streets, and looking forward to putting on a great race to show our respect for all those people that are making our country sing right now.
Yes. And anybody that's struggling, we got a friend of ours, Chris Kraft, that's here every week. We want to give a big shout out to Chris Kraft in his battle with the dreaded cancer. So we're thinking of you, Chris. Of course, he is from just in my hometown of Ceres. Look at that awesome sight, Stephen Blakeslee, of these awesome junior late models. The original late model series on planet Earth, and still the best series.
Drivers ages 10 to 16,
That's
right?
That's right.
So let's
full-size late models, the only difference is they have a restrictor plate between the manifold and the carburetor, and they have a rev chip to 6,000 RPM. Otherwise, they are the same as our pro late models, exactly the same car.
Well, and it makes it pretty economical. You can just move up to the pro lates when you're 14. If you're 13 and really experienced, we'll allow that. But when you're 14, you can move up to the pro lates and use the same car. You don't have to invest in a little micro sprint or midget car or something like that. You can just build up a late model program and use that experience for years to come, like the Zampas and the Herzogs have. Gotta say hello to our friends on YouTube. So we have Mark Clayton from Sacramento, Sterling Baker from Fresno, Aaron Thomas, former Mini Cup driver here from Napa in the house. We got Diana from Florida, Jim Dale in the house. Evan Lairs has found our live stream. Hey, buddy, you did a good job today getting a third place finish in the Mini Cups. Eva Brown from Redwood Valley. Raider Steven from Stockton. Raider Steven, are you still going to be a fan now that they're the Lost Wages Raiders? Let us know. We also have Rosa, who is always rooting for Seth Wise, and we have a couple people that say Seth Wise is going to win. Disney. There's someone named Disney that says they live in Madera and they can hear the cars. We have someone from Milton, Florida, Bruce, who's rooting for Brody Moore, who is from Colorado. So that's a team that goes coast to coast. That's a continental race team there. Say hello to Ryan Reynolds. Welcome along. Bowman from Springfield is in the house. The Veterans Home in Fresno is tuned in, and we've had them out here before. We've brought them out here to the racetrack before. We got Gracie rooting for Cody Kimley. Raider Stevens says he will be rooting for the Raiders this year. So what's their motto? Just win, baby. And my question for our chat, who is going to win? Who do you think is going to win this 5150 Junior Late Model race, our 4th round of 2020 on the grid?
And it's exciting tonight as we move into round number 4. We have a new points leader after round number 3. Seth Wise is no longer the point leader, Stephen Blakeslee.
No, that goes to Bradley Erickson, and we'll talk more about that in our MAV TV telecast. Haley Lyles says, see you in 2 weeks. Well, we would love to see the young lady, Haley Lyles, one of my favorite young ladies in our Junior Late Model series. And, you know, we've been noticing in the late model scene in California, there are a lot of female drivers. We still have never had a female win a televised race here at Madera. The highest was set a few years ago by Kayla Eshelman, a 2nd place, and then Kersey Young equaled that 2 weeks ago here at Madera.
Yes, she did. We're excited to see a female win a round of this 5150, and it's getting close, I think, with Kersey Young.
We got to vote for Jake Bowman, some Seth Wise. David Cardenas, this is the perfect answer. He says, I'm going to win. And he's right. All of our race fans at home are going to win because for 2 reasons. Number 1, you get to see MAV TV televised stock car racing for free. Reason number 2 is you can go to nutup.com
and put in MAV TV 20, all in capitals, and you get 20% off your order of Nut Up. I like the sea salt and caramel. You and Kenny Shepard like the sweet heat nuts.
So that sounds like a win-win tonight here at Madera Speedway. And someone on here said that they're watching with their dad, and they've both been around racing since they were young. And that's how I started. My dad took me to Roseville when I was 2 years old. And we'll throw it down to Jason Galvin in turn 3.
Well, tonight I'm keeping my eye on the driver of the 71 car, Jake Bowman. He'll start on the pole in this race here at Madera Speedway. And Jake's had a bit of a rough season, and I asked him about it before the race. He said, I'm just excited to be starting up front. I said, don't look in the mirror, you'll be fine. He went, yeah, hopefully that works out. Jake Bowman starts from the front here tonight. Stephen, out back.
Thanks, Jason. I love your mask, and I'm ready for racing. This is Stephen Blakeslee, joined by Outback Andy Foster. Round number 4, the 5150 Junior Late Models from Madera Speedway. Let's take a look at your starting grid. The front row, we'll see Jake Bowman and Cole Brown.
Row number 2, Bradley Erickson alongside Cody Camille.
Row 3, Kersey Young and Seth Wise.
Row number 4, Brody Armstrong and Cassidy Hines.
Row 5, the Wild Child, Kyle Keller and Holly Clark.
Row 6, the McClelney brothers, Cave on the inside, Kale on the outside.
Casey Cash, Klein, and Robbie Keneally make up row 7. We have 5 onboard cameras today, including the 05 of Cave McClelney.
The 17C of Holly Clark.
The 87 of Seth Wise.
The 17, that's the pink numbered 17 of Kersey Young.
And our points leader by 5 markers, Bradley Erickson, 2 fast times coming into tonight. Got his 3rd fast time tonight. 3 fast times in the first 4 races this year. Wrestled the points lead away from Seth Wise after winning round number 3. Can Bradley Erickson win round number 4? He has to start 3rd behind Jake Bowman, who's hungry for his first win. 70 laps of racing coming up.
Yes, and our top 6 were inverted. So the top 6 were inverted due to a card draw. Here we go in that zone, and it is Jake Bowman bringing to the green alongside the 04 Brown. That's a good start from our junior late model races.
And smoke billowing out of Casey Klein's car, and there's fluid as well. Fluid all over the front straightaway.
We'll go yellow very, very quick down here. Very, very quick yellow.
For the driver out of Washington, out of Olympia, Washington, stopping in turn 2. And that car is up in smoke. and that may be a blown engine we're hearing from our spotters. And tough break for Casey Cash, one of the youngest drivers in the field. And we only have 2 main event winners in their career in this field. Cash was one of the other 12 that would like to break through. That is not going to happen tonight. Our DJ safety crew will go to work, and we'll be back for more here from Madera Racing on MAV TV. Well, out back, this is a mess.
Extended cleanup, yes it is, and it's right in the drive lane going into turn 1 for those cars that want to run the low line. And unfortunately for Casey Klein, that thing went up in smoke. And let's hope that it's only something like an oil filter that's blown off that car or something, not a motor, because that gets expensive for these guys in these junior late model cars.
So Casey has had a pretty busy summer. He's been in a couple mix-ups here at Madera where he's kind of left with a car that resembles more like a modified with the front end gone. And then last week he competed in the Idaho 200 at State Line Speedway. It's actually his second start in the Idaho 200 for the Pro Late Models. That's the most prestigious race in the state of Idaho, and State Line, a $5,000 to win race with over 40 cars. He made the field, and that was a pretty big accomplishment for him, but then he got involved in an accident right in the end.
We have gone red on the racetrack, Stephen Blakeslee. This is going to be, unfortunately, an extended cleanup down here for our crew. The DJ safety crew, we have one of the best safety crews at any racetrack. I've been to a lot of racetracks all over the world, and I can safely tell you that Madera has and is renowned for having one of the best safety crew in the business.
Well, and one of the challenges this year for our live stream, you guys may not be aware of this, is our series is normally 9 races, 1 per month. The only month that we double up is the month of April. But this year with coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic, our round 1 was not until June 27th. So promoter Kenny Shepard, our supporters not up in 5150, Race to be Drug-Free, all got together and said, let's run all 9 anyway. So we are on an every other week schedule for our televised pro and junior late models. That is putting a big strain on these race teams. You got to really tip your cap to these teams that are, some of them economically challenged on their own with their own stuff in their personal life due to the virus. Plus, they're getting a race car turned around every other week. Normally, they'd have 3 or 4 weeks. And so when you see something like this happen to Klein, it's not a huge surprise because things are a bit of a rush. And maybe something was missed, and it ended up leading to something catastrophic on the 1 car. And it looks like our own Jason Galvin pretty shortly is going to grab Casey Cash for an interview down there in the infield. We see Zach Kohler down there as well. And they're saying it's the transmission on that car.
Yep, blew the transmission up on the 1 car. Tough break for young Casey. I'm sure Jason will get down there and interview and Cash down there.
Looks like Jason Galvin's in position for this interview. We'll throw it down their trackside. Jason Galvin standing by with Casey Cash.
And we're down here in the pits with Casey Klein. They call him Cash and Casey. Man, didn't even get to the green flag. That thing started smoking on you. Oil down on the track. Do we know what happened?
Yeah, I blew a tranny, and I was hoping to get a top 10 tonight. Thought I had a good car, but it sucks. Stuff happens, though, like that when you're racing.
Stuff does happen like that when you're racing. Did you have any indication at all during the pace laps or anything leading up to the start of this race?
No, we had no clue that was going to happen. It didn't sound bad or anything. It just blew.
Unfortunate end to your guys this night. We appreciate you guys making. That's a long drive down here. Get it fixed up. We'll see you at the next race.
Yes.
Casey Klein out with a transmission issue here at the start of this one, guys.
For that 12-year-old driver, and Outback, what were you doing at 12 years old?
12 years old, racing junior sedans in Australia.
See, you're one of the few people in the whole planet just about that when I ask, well, what were you doing at 12? And the answer is, well, something kind of like this. Most people would say, nothing that resembles this. I was sitting in the grandstands with my dad at Roseville, and I'll raise my right hand and solemnly swear that we broke the rules, and we would sneak in peanuts and Skittles and Starburst into our binoculars bag. We had binoculars, and we had a scanner for the race control. And we were about the most tuned in people in the stands, and we were in the blue section every Saturday at Roseville. And that's what I was doing when I was 12.
Yeah, 12 years old of age, behind the wheel of a Austin Mini race car on dirt speedway. So, yep, it was great times. I was one of the youngest at that stage to ever get in a junior sedan car, so it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun,
When you look at how advanced the junior race cars are now, I mean, we've talked about I'm involved with the micro sprints and how remarkably beautiful those cars are. And then, of course, these junior late models are pretty spectacular. The equipment that we're giving these young drivers is pretty spectacular stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Like I say, these are full-size late models. The only difference is that that rev chip to 6,000 RPM and that spacer. Now, there is some theory that, depending on the night, how the track is prepared, that when you have a spacer block and the rev chip, that it actually acts almost like a traction control. The idea was to slow these cars down. It really hasn't done that as dramatically as we thought when we started this series.
Well, let's play that game right now. So we'll take Bradley Erickson at 15.057. Where do you think he would have qualified in the Pro Late models?
It would have been, I think, inside the top 5.
How about third, my friend?
We've had this a number of times. Like in previous years, we've had it where we've had junior late model stars that have qualified into our 10,000 to win, and we've had 3 or 4 drivers that have made it through on time.
Yeah, most notably, his first short track shootout was Austin Herzog, who almost won that race in a junior late model car. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, pay some bills. We'll be back here to Madera Speedway in Madera, California.
Race fans, we invite you to visit the Carlos Vieira Foundation today. The foundation supports and champions causes like Race for Autism, Race to End the Stigma, and Race to Be Drug-Free. All the proceeds from 5150 energy drink and 5150 apparel sales benefit the Carlos Vieira Foundation. Please visit carlosvierafoundation.org to learn more about this wonderful organization.
My name is Carlos Vieira, and this is my redemption story, Knocking Doors Down. Whatever you pay for that book, 100% of that money is going to go to the foundation, the Carlos Vieira Foundation. The foundation is going to do different things with the book. We'll continue to help kids in school, inviting speakers to come to talk to the kids. We have our after-school boxing program. I'd like to continue to expand that to other cities and towns. People can buy the hardcover at the 5150 store in downtown Livingston. They can go to our website, kddmediacompany.com. They can also go to the carlosvierafoundation.org website. Of course, you can also go to Amazon. On Amazon, you'll be able to buy not only the hardcover, but it'll have a less expensive paperback and also ebook as well. And then besides the book, we also are launching our podcast, Knocking Doors Down podcast.
Race teams and race fans, are you ready for the Race to Be Drug-Free Big 3 series at the Madera Speedway, featuring $75,000 of bonus money over and above the giant purses in play on July 25th, September 5th, and October 3rd. That's a $10,000 finale October 3rd. September 5th is $5,000 to win, and July 25th is $5,000 to win also. Race to Be Drug-Free Big 3 series coming to the Madera Speedway. Be there.
Back to Madera Speedway, Madera, California, ShortTrackTV live stream. And a couple things wanted to touch on here. The cars are rolling back on the racetrack. Great cleanup work by our DJ safety crew. If you want to see a highlight video of practice and all the excitement that happened this afternoon, go to the Madera Speedway Facebook. And we have a really cool video showing all the highlights of practice this afternoon from all different angles. So be sure to check that out. The question mark right now is, the scoreboard shows no laps, and we are not scanning race control in our ears at the moment, but our director may be able to give us an update here. I don't know if they're going to count that as a start or if we're doing a full restart. The reason I asked this, that dry sweep is all on the bottom, if they are going to call this a restart, if I'm Jake Bowman out back, I'm going outside because that's a mess down there. What do you think?
Yeah, I would probably go to the outside at this stage. I try not to get the wheels in that inside oil.
Well, it's going to be a total restart, so that's all null and void, and Bowman has to start inside. And remember at the last race 2 weeks ago, Bradley Erickson used the outside to perfection. He restarted on the outside about 6 different occasions en route to winning that race. So the outside was good, but that won't be the place for Bowman, as he's going to have to do a complete restart here from the inside. Now, some folks have asked, where are these drivers from and what do they think of this program? So let's tell you that. So I look at the front of the field. Jake Bowman, Southern California driver. Cole Brown is from the Ukiah area. That's north of the wine country. Bradley Erickson, 14-year-old driver from Phoenix, Arizona. Pretty cool. He's a part of the Spencer Clark-driven driver development program. TJ Clark is the crew chief on that car. That'd be Spencer's dad. Cody Kimberly, Southern California. Kersey Young, Bakersfield. Seth Wise, Bakersfield. Brody Armtrout from the Grass Valley, Nevada City area. That's the home of Brad Sweet, Alexander Rossi, drivers like that. Cassie Hines, Colorado. Holly Clark, Colorado. So they come from all over. Washington for Casey Klein. Las Vegas for Kyle Keller. We are missing the third of our Colorado drivers, Brody Moore, who has had kind of a disappointing start to the year, 17th on points, and they weren't able to make it here today. But Arizona's Bradley Erickson leading the way in the standings here tonight, coming into round number 4. Thought we might be going 1 to go there, the way Flaggy Frank was holding that flag, but we still got to cross him up as well, Andy. And once we do, you're going to bring him back for our MAV TV coverage. If you're just tuning in on our live stream, you're going to hear us reference MAV TV a lot. The reason we're able to do this live stream is from our sponsor, Nut Up, and then also because we're already here doing this live to tape for MAV TV. So that is the reason why I say hello to Rod Wortham, Race Face, tuned in. Of course, he's got a pretty big interest in Jake Bowman, who has a big Race Face sticker on the car. Mike Collins says, thank you to Rod Carsey for assembling that awesome crew now that Marty Baker is in charge. So hello to Mike Collins.
Talking about the MAV TV, Nut Up, go to nutup.com and type in at your shopping cart MAV TV, all in capitals, 20, and you get 20% off your entire purchases. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. A very early red flag tonight, unfortunately for the one car, Casey Klein. He ends up losing a transmission down there, oiled up the racetrack, and the safety crew have done a great job at getting the racetrack all fixed up as Jake Bowman is getting ready to bring them back to the green. No laps completed. Complete restart. Steve Blakeslee, here we go. What a great start again from our junior late models.
Well, Jake Bowman let him in by a nose, but look, he got a little bit tight in that speedy dry and in that slick stump. I do think that impacted the 71. Cole Brown trying to swoop around the outside. Who's going to lead lap number 1? It looks like it was Cole Brown.
Yes, Cole Brown by a nose cone on that 04 entry. Wondering how they would go the second lap when they had more speed going into turn 1. Everybody safely gets through turn 1, and it's door handle, wheel to wheel up front between Bowman and Brown.
Yeah, Bowman and Brown side by side. Brown led lap number 2 as well. He's making some headway on the outside. You can only stay up there for 3 or 4 laps. Then those Hoosier 970 control tires are going to start screaming for mercy. And that may be the case as Bowman knifes underneath and leads lap number 3 at the stripe.
And if you think you're seeing a car out there, that 22, that orange 22, Stephen Blakeslee, you'll tell us all about that car in a minute. We are side by side, nearly 3 wide out of turn number 4.
Well, we're 2 by 2 at the front, a pair of 22s for third. And this battle between the 71 of Bowman, the 04 of Brown, it sure looks like Bowman is struggling through that turns 1 and 2 end of the racetrack. But on the north end of the track in 3 and 4, that car is sporty. And give it to Brown on lap 5. They've gone back and forth in this main event so far. Almost 3 wide with the points leader, Erickson.
Yeah, Erickson was looking to take it 3 wide, thought better of it, as he knows he can just ride around, take time. we have 40 laps till the break, a 30-lap shootout to get the trophy at the end of this race. And Bowman is still going at it with Brown up front. This is great racing, and here comes Ericsson on the inside now. Ericsson getting a sniff. You've seen how Bowman was able to pull away that time. He's going to try and replicate that move, I think.
Well, Jake Bowman leads lap number 7 for both of these young drivers. Their first laps led in a junior late model in their second seasons in the series. Bowman slides up in front of Cole Brown. He'll lead lap number 8. But look, Cole Brown digs in, tries to come back at him. This is an intense back and forth battle.
Bowman started to move up the track, blocking that run from the 04. Has to be careful because the 22 of Ericsson is coming. And bring you that other orange 22, Stephen Blakeslee. You'll tell us all about that deal.
Well, that's Cody Kimley driving one of Buddy Shepard's race-winning, championship-winning cars. And they're trying to move their way forward. Cole Brown going the wrong way. This time by 10 down in this first 40-lap segment. It's Bowman, Bradley Ericsson to second. The battle is for third. And it looks like Cody Kimley could not quite clear the 04 of Brown. Brown slides down in front of him.
Yeah, Brown wanted to get down because he knew if Kimley trapped him out there, right behind him is Kersey Young and Seth Wise. So Kimley stood a chance of getting a big freight train there and getting freight train back to about 6th spot.
Well, this is ironic. 4th and 5th, both former Buddy Shepard cars with plenty of wins. You've got probably about 15 wins between pro lates and club late model races in 4th and 5th in those cars, with a couple of winless drivers driving them. Can Kimley or Young break through tonight, Outback?
Last time past the flag stand, you saw Flaggy Frank waving the finger at Kimley. He was starting to use the bumper a little bit to the back of the 04. That time, Frank looked pretty happy. He did put the finger out that time. But we are going at it up front, Stephen Blakeslee, and it's Bowman leading. This might be the best we've seen from Bowman so far in his junior late model career.
Battle for 5th, the Bakersfield Friends here, the 87 of Seth Wise, who opened the year with 2 consecutive wins, and the 17 of Kersey Young, who was in 2nd in the last round. And remember, in the first half of last race, these two got a little physical, made some contact. Young kind of moved Wise out of the way. And so we'll see if it's a little bit of a cleaner battle between these friends here today.
Oh, Kersey goes around.
Right as I say
Kersey's
that,
around.
Kersey goes around. We didn't have the best look
the
at
curse
it.
of the announcers.
Well, I don't know if she had help or just lost it. We didn't get the best look at it, as we also saw Holly Clark dipping into the pits. And the 17 of Kersey Young goes around, may have had some help we're hearing on the race radios from Seth Wise. And boy, that's going to be interesting between those Bakersfield drivers, and we'll sort out 16 down here on MAV TV. Well, we're hearing on the radios
Seth
out
to the
back.
back. Yep, Seth to the back. He's pulling over.
Wow, that was a bit of a mistake for Seth Wise. He comes in tonight 5 points back coming into the main event. He actually gave up a few more points in qualifying. After surrendering a few positions in qualifying, he's actually about 8 points behind, battling with Kersey Young, and they come together battling for 5th, and he has to go all the way to the back.
Yeah, there's damage to the front of Kersey Young's car, too. Take a look at this.
Not sure about
that. The hood is all
that.
buckled up, and that is all the, looks like the screen for the radiator is all torn out of that thing. That thing has taken a fairly big hit on the left front. Also, the 17 of Holly Clark, she has gone to the infield, and it looks like she's going to remain there as they start to get the hammers out and so forth on the 17 of Kersey Young.
Got a couple of the Herzog crew members helping out down there. It seems like those guys, they kind of jump in no matter who it is.
Yep, helping out. Everybody wants to see these drivers get back on the racetrack, and it looks like they're going inside and putting a wrench on that and making some suspension adjustments to the 17 car.
Well, you had Kersey Young's mom, Heather, and you have Robert from the Herzog team working together on the front nose of the car.
Yeah, they need to get going here.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Our 5150 Junior Late Model is under caution on lap number 16. Kersey Young having to make some repairs after contact with Seth Wise. Wise and Young, the Bakersfield teenagers, will restart at the back. It's been Jake Bowman this year. Up front, he'll start inside Bradley Ericsson.
Yes, he is. Bowman with his best run of his career in junior late models as the points leader on the outside. Now, there's points at the break at the 40 lap mark, and that is bad news for Wise and Young because they're going to struggle to get back in the top 5 by the break.
Jake Bowman gave the 22 of Bradley Erickson, your points leader, the outside. And Bradley Erickson said, thank you very much. And he'll go around the outside and lead lap number 17. And, you know, he got a real good restart as well. It was awfully close to being a jump, but it was a clean restart. And Erickson already pulling away from Jake Bowman.
I tell you what, that 22 car was basically in the first couple of races was the pretender, but these last 2 races, he has definitely become from pretender to contender, and he would be now possibly flip-flop from Seth Wise, I would say, is a person favorite that could win this championship.
Well, he has 3 fast times, a win, and now he's going for win number 2. Meanwhile, a battle for third. The 04, Cole Brown, the 22 of Cody Kimley. And these are 2 of the most experienced drivers in this field, but that experience is not in our Madera Junior late models. Combined, they have less than 26th position car, the 19 of Brody Armtrout, who has had a little bit of bad luck this year and has had a little bit of help this year from Rick and Matt Erickson. And right behind him, a new car, a new look for the Wild Child Kyle Keller in car 7.
Yes, that black car with the gold numbers. He is leading Cade McClenny. And right behind him, here they come. Kersey Young still leading Seth Wise. Kersey started on the inside of Seth at the restart on the last row. And now they're working their way back. Now we have a camera on Kersey Young. So we're going to get some good footage as she tries to race her way back through and try and get a top 5 by the break. But Steve Lacey, that's going to be pretty hard to do.
Well, the left front, there's some smoke on the left front, tire smoke on Kersey Young's car. I think she's got a bit of a tire rub developing on that car. They tried to make repairs, but I don't think they got it all the way cleared. And we are still 14 to the break. It'll be 13 at the line. That's a long way to nurse that. Meanwhile, I think Cade McClenny's got a problem.
Yeah,
as McClenny went up the hill.
McClenny went up the hill. Let's let these other, well, these guys are all from Bakersfield. Let the other 2 Bakersfield cars through. Now, interesting, like you say, Kersey Young does have some smoke coming. And look at this, Kimberly now. As Kara's got around the outside of Cody Kimberly, that's Cole Brown.
Kimberly was looking to the inside of Cole Brown. Brown defends the position and pulls away, and actually pulled away by a car link. So Kimberly made a look there, but Brown was able to horsepower away. We got a trio of 2-car battles, and you're right, it's almost like Cade McClenny let those guys go back there as he's settled down. And we'll see if Cody Kimberly can give another challenge to the 04 of Cole Brown. 10 to go to the break. It's the 22 of Bradley Erickson, 71 Jake Bowman, 04 Cole Brown, 22 of Kimberly, 88 of Cassidy Hines, who top 5. And it's always cool seeing a Buddy Shepard car on the track, but kind of weird with Kimberly driving it.
Yeah.
Let's look at the battle for 5th, Andy.
Yeah, we're looking at that battle for 5th. Cassidy Hines is under siege from Brody Armtrout. So Armtrout now muscling in the back of this Nate Clow Motorsports number 88. He wants to get in there and get the interview at the halftime and score some points as well, which is more important for the top 5.
Well, it's been kind of a rough season for Brody Armtrout. 8th in the points, Cassidy Hines 11th on points, and running 5th and 6th right now. They fixed to move up in the standings a bit tonight.
Yeah, they may move up in the standings. Here we go. This is a good battle. That battle for 5th. Cassidy Hines has it. She's going to do all she can to make that Nate Clow Motorsports car super wide on this racetrack.
She picked up a big Legends win at Colorado a few weeks ago at her home racetrack. That's a 3/8 of a mile track. Meanwhile, look at the battle for the lead. We're on lap 34, and the distance almost a full second right now between Erickson and Bowman. 5 to go to the break.
Yeah, 5 laps to go. The only interest that could change things at the break would be that battle for 5th, Stephen Blasey, between Hines and Armtrout. I think the other 4 cars are pretty safe if they just keep driving. They don't have any lap traffic that they're going to come up against, so they should have a pretty good run. This is the battle on the racetrack, though.
It's a hot night, and the way that front end is all dinged in, I am certain the Nate Clark Motorsports team with 3 to go is going to definitely peel that away from the radiator as we are at 3 to go. 1 more mile of racing to the break. And for Phoenix, Arizona's Bradley Erickson came in tonight with 101 laps led this year, took over the lead, and he has really put his stamp on the field. Took the lead on lap 17, so at this lap, he's added 21 laps, 122 led this year.
Yeah, that's a lot of laps led, and when you lead the points, that's what you're wanting to look at, is laps led, but you also want to look at points as well. You need to lead the laps and finish the races and get all the points. Try and max out at the halftime break. Try and max out in qualifying if you want to be there at the end.
Well, Bradley Erickson has maxed out at the halfway break a lot this year, and he's going to do it again as we complete lap number 40. Bradley Erickson gets maximum points, leads him into the break. On the 71 of Jake Bowman, the 04 of Cole Brown, 22 of Kimberly, and the 88 of Cassie Hines will get herself a halfway break point. All 5 of those drivers are going to be interviewed by our own Jason Galvin down there on the front straightaway right after this here on Madera Racing on MAV TV.
A sizzling 40 laps of junior late model racing on a hot night. I tell you what, the weather's hot here and the action is hot. Race hands on line. We need to pay some bills so we can continue to bring you these awesome free live streams on YouTube. We'll go to a commercial break. While we have a short break, the cars will be, crews will go to work on them, cool these cars down, fix any damage they have, and we'll take a short commercial break and back with the last 30 laps of this junior late model racing from Madera.
Outback Andy, it's race time here at Madera.
Yes, it is.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knocking Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knocking Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
5150 Energy Drink is the choice for those with a passion for life and a thirst to match. There are many obstacles in life that keep people from pursuing their dreams. But when you're 5150, you're able to use those hardships as motivation to push yourself. With the right mindset, anyone can achieve greatness, and 5150 can help get you there, offering much more than just a boost of energy. Our ingredients are carefully selected because of their health benefits. So not only does 5150 taste great, it also provides the body with the nutrients it needs to stay hydrated and energized. Our mission to provide a quality product is matched only by our commitment to making the world a better place. In partnership with the Carlos Vieira Foundation, efforts are made year-round to help the less fortunate. In fact, a portion of every can sold goes toward helping families that are living with autism. And at the heart of it all is passion. The passion to live life to its fullest, to chase your dreams, and to help others. Are you 5150?
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
Welcome back to round number 4 of the 5150 Junior Late Model Series for 2020. We're going to go down trackside, and Jason Galvin has a very happy leader in Bradley Erickson.
Well, if we were playing poker, Bradley Erickson's on what we call a heater right now. The winner last time out, fast time tonight, and went right to the front here tonight and seemed like you were able to control that pace kind of at will here in this one. Jake Bowman hung with you, but how much of that was you just saving something for the last 30 of this one?
It took quite a bit. I mean, it was pretty challenging to get around him. You know, it took a few laps, but eventually we got around him on that restart. You know, we had the outside. Car feels pretty good on the outside so far, so, you know, we'll try to keep searching for grip, hopefully, and we'll be good to go.
You got out in front there, and Bowman kind of hung with you for a little bit there on the last 15 of that run or so. Was some of that you just saving the race car?
Yeah, I was trying to save as much as I could while leading, you know. He was sticking with me there. That's pretty cool, but hopefully we can get the win like we did last time, and we should be good to go.
Bradley Erickson in a good place to open up his points lead here right now.
Well, Erickson was saying that he was kind of waiting for an opportunity there, and then he got the opportunity when he got that restart on the outside. Went around the outside of the next driver. We're going to talk to Jake Bowman, who's standing by with Jason Galvin down there on the start-finish line from second place.
Well, Jake Bowman started up front in this one, had a good battle going for the lead there early, got out in front, and then Bradley Erickson showed up and kind of spoiled that party, but a steady second place run for you here so far. What type of changes do you need to go get that 22 car?
I think we need some more grip off so I can get on the gas a little sooner, and I think we'll be able to catch him and maybe win. And
I know the last couple of races have not gone kind of how you've drawn them up in the cockpit before the race. As we get to the lap 40 break here, it's got to feel pretty good to be running up front and have some eyes on the leaders at least.
yeah, I'm so thankful for my car. It's being really good for me right now, so I think I have a really good chance to win.
Jake Bowman, the leader, 2 Nate Clower cars in the top 5 here at the break.
He says he's thankful for the car and that he has a shot to win. We'll see if that shot, if he can call his shot and win his first junior late model race. Another driver looking for his first win who fended off Cody Kimberly to move up to third is Cole Brown, who's standing by with Jason Galvin.
Cole Brown was the driver who was battling with Jake Bowman for the lead there early. Bradley Erickson got around both of you. It looked like you might have slipped back a little bit from those first 2 cars towards the end of that run. What type of changes are you asking your crew for here for the last 30 laps?
You know, thanks to my crew, my dad, my mom, sister, and Dale Dodds, and all the guys back at the shop. The car's doing really good right now. Little loose off, so that's all I'm asking them for. Just I mean, like a 1 out of 10. So really feeling good though.
1 out of 10's a pretty small change here as Cole Brown sits in 3rd place at the break.
Well, if all Cole Brown needs is a small change, that might be lights out, and we'll see if he can make a run towards the front. An experienced driver leaning on some of that stock car experience to run up into the top 3 of our Tough Junior Late Model Series. A new car, perhaps a new attitude, into the top 5 at the break for the 22 of Cody Kimley, who's trackside.
Cody Kimley down here following in his father's footsteps in late models. Cody, you guys rolled out a new car this week, and boy, it's sure looking good up there in the 4th place right now.
Oh yeah, this car is a ton better than the other one. The other one was tight all around, wouldn't respond to anything that we did to it, but this one, we've been dialing it in this entire weekend, and it's paying off.
It's an old Buddy Shepard special there. How much has the 2-time TV champ helped you with that race car?
Oh my gosh, he's done so much for us. Big shout out to him. He's helped us a ton. Come down, get the motor, tranny, put it in the car, set the car up, come to the track, help us set the car up here, run in the car, just helping us as much as he can. We're really thankful for him.
Cody Kimley sits in the 4th place right now. So far, that new car looking like it's paying big dividends.
The impact of our Nut Up Pro Late Model Series drivers and teams on these junior late model teams is immeasurable. And for Buddy Shepard putting a big stamp on the race for Cody Kimley and for Kersey Young tonight. A great run for this young lady who just had her 17th birthday here in the 5150 junior late models. And that's Colorado's Cassidy Hines, who runs 5th here at Madera.
Great run here for Cassidy Hines so far. The 5th position, despite that nose damage happened in the Seth Wise and Kersey Young incident. Is that affecting the race car at all?
I don't think it's affecting it at all. It's a little pushy, but I don't think the front end is doing any damage.
You're out here to learn. You've done a great job of that so far this year, but here you are, 5th place in your 4th race here at the break. What type of changes do you need to get up there and race with those front 4 cars?
I think right now we just need to get it so that I can hook the corners and get the long runs.
Cassidy Hines, a great run so far. She sits in 5th place.
Well, back, Andy, we might have heard a little bit of Mike Nake terminology there that you might need to help me explain. Cassidy Hines needs that car to hook the corners to go to the front. So she's going to try to get that car to hook the corners when we have 30 laps to go in this race.
Well, it's going to be very interesting if the crew can do that and get that car to advance maybe 2 more positions and put that young lady on the podium tonight. It's one of the best runs from here so far in that Nate Clow Motorsports entry. In fact, Nate Clow have 2 cars inside the top 5, Stephen Blakesley, in this race. So that's a good result from them tonight. They're making grounds.
Yep, they have 2 cars in the top 5, and they have 30 laps to go here for Madera Racing on MAV TV.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
Back to the Madera Speedway live stream on YouTube. Great to have everybody along and looking at your comments. Stephen Blakeslee, we do this live stream for free, and how we're able to do that is with the support of our sponsors. One of them is NutUp. If you go to nutup.com, you can pick up those chopped nuts like you like the sweet heaters. Kenny Shepard does as well. I like the sea salt caramel. Not only can you get the chopped nuts, you can get the full nuts flavored. You can get the almond butter that they have and all the goodies. Now, if you go there, buy yourself a nice little package of NutUp products. And when you go to the checkout, all in capitals, MAVTV, so MAVTV 20, and you will get 20% off your whole order from NutUp. It's a great deal. Everybody go do it because they are the ones that are paying for this telecast and they're supporting this. Without their help, we couldn't do this. So please repay them. We don't charge you $20 like a lot of the live streams that are out there. So we don't have fans in the stands. We really miss all our fans that are normally here. So the companies like NutUp are doing this, bringing this to us. They're paying the bills to bring it. Please go along to NutUp.com and purchase those NutUp products. The almond butter is absolutely sensational. Dip pieces of apple in the almond butter. It's great. Pretzels. We did that here, remember, last year when the girls came?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yep.
I think you remember the girls more than me.
No, I remember the apples. I'm all about the apples.
Yeah,
yes, the apples and the butter.
Yeah, you saw some peaches in the tower. As you take a look at this.
We're in the valley. Peaches are plentiful. You can put the almond butter on the peaches. It goes well with the peaches.
Oh, man, it's a beautiful Saturday night here at Madera Speedway. It's a little bit strange without race fans, so Flaggy Frank has brought along his rowdy friends tonight.
Well, the breeze is coming up, so it's starting to cool down. Look, the sunsets here at Madera are sensational. I don't know if we can get it. Look here, our cameraman's just doing it right now.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at these sunsets from Madera, California. We have some of the best sunsets in the world here. We show them all the time, but just sensational sunsets. As I always say, nighttime is the right time for racing. The lights have come on. The sun is going down. The breeze has picked up. Everybody's getting cooled down. That's the racetrack. Our air conditioning is working perfectly. I've had some nuts during the break and some 5150 product, and we're ready to go racing. 30 laps of junior late roll racing, Steve Blakeslee. I think it's going to get really busy up front.
It might, but there's a guy that would like to prove you wrong, and that's the race leader, Bradley Erickson. As they run right now, he enjoys a very comfortable lead in the point standings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He would be 27 points ahead of Seth Wise as they run right now. So that's a pretty big swing. In fact, that means that Cole Brown, as he runs, is right in the thick of things. And so that points battle is going to start tightening up between our top three cars with Erickson, Wise, and Brown. But again, Seth Wise, as they run, Andy, 27 points behind. And when we got out of round number 2 and Wise had won 2 in a row, 3 in a row back to the end of 2019, we were starting to think, is he ever going to lose a race? It almost felt inevitable. It reminds me a little bit of Austin Herzog, who had really strong performances in the first 2 years of this series, but did not win the points. Seth Wise, he's got to find that consistency now, regroup, and find a way to get to the front because he's only got 30 laps to do it from position number 9.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting seeing Kersey from 8 and Seth from 9 get going and hook up and try and make their way to the front.
Look at what Jim Dale has
Jim
said
Dale
to us.
just put up the NutUp girls. Yes, that's them there, Jim. And they come along with all sorts of nice gifts, and their product is sensational.
And our promoter, Kenny Shepard, gives it a thumbs up.
Yes.
So don't tell
Look
Tammy.
at the sunset. Look at the sunset in that picture. The sunset.
Yeah, the very nice sunsets in that
Yes.
picture.
We're getting ready for the race to go back to MAVTV. We're going to hand it back to the MAVTV broadcast for all those people online. Flaggy Frank there, he's been chewing on the NutUp chopped nuts. I saw him down there with a bag of barbecue during the break. Probably feeding that to all his friends down there that he's got in the flag stand.
If they go 1 to go, looks like they're going to go another time around, so we'll hold on our on our MAV TV call.
So if you're just joining us online on YouTube, hey, please comment, make some comments. And when we get a yellow flag, we'll try and get to you comments if we can. We'll try and get to as many as we can. Wow, Kersey Young looks like Kersey's filing back into position alongside Kyle Keller, as Stephen Blakeslee now is getting ready to hand it back to the MAV TV broadcast.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Round number 4, the 5150 Junior Late Models. We want to thank our partner, Nut Up Industries. You can speed your way over to nutup.com right now and use the promo code MAVTV20, all one word, and get 20% off your order. Get yourself some chopped nuts. Get yourself some almond butter. We have 30 laps of junior late model racing left to go. Outback Andy Foster, it's junior time with your race leader, Bradley Erickson, on the outside, and not a good start for Bowman.
No, Bowman got a bad start that time, and he hung up that line as well, so everybody kind of got bottled up, and Erickson is just driven away. That was not a good restart for Jake Bowman at all.
But Jake Bowman has held on to second so far. Cody Kimberly jumped outside of him and never really took advantage of it. So Bowman survives for now. Kimberly tries the over-under. He goes around the outside of Cole Brown into the back of Bowman.
Loosens up Bowman. Look at Kersey Young on the outside now. Kersey's putting in some big laps around Brody Armstrong.
Well, for Cody Kimberly and Jake Bowman, they're both from the same part of the world in the Inland Valley of Southern California, but one of them started in bandos, the other started in off-road trucks. They haven't raced together a whole lot, and Flaggy Frank warning Cody Kimberly right now.
I think he's warning a couple of drivers, and Kersey Young just on the picture there, right on the corner. There was smoke pouring from the front of Kersey's number 17. Cole Brown now races back to the inside of Kimberly. Yellow is out.
Cassidy Hines spun, and then the 1K car of Robbie Keneally spun, probably just in avoidance, as he was a few positions behind. We didn't quite see who got into Cassidy Hines. She was in the mix there with Armtrout and Kersey Young. Turn 3 has been calamity corner for our female drivers. And we'll get these drivers turned back around. Lap 43 in the books, 27 to go here from Madera, California. What is up with turn 3 and our female drivers tonight? First, Kersey Young spun from the top 5, and now Cassidy Hines spins from the top 5. Tough break for those young lady drivers, Andy.
Yes, it is a tough break. And a tough break for Kersey Young, too. I saw a lot of smoke coming from under the hood of that 17 car of Kersey Young. Kersey was up on the wall, tagged the wall a couple of times coming out of turn 4. She was really trying to get up on the high line and make up some positions, as we've gone red down here for some reason.
Well, they were trying to get Keneally down the track, and I hope he didn't burn up the clutch or something like that as the car froze. And it froze right in the middle of the field. But the bigger question is why the 88 of Cassidy Hines can't move. Because if she moved, there'd be room for the whole field. So a little bit of miscommunication
Cassie's
there.
getting going now. You have to be careful down here, too, that you don't get down there in the rumble strip and then put your wheel on the inside, because it's a good way to take out the oil pans on these cars. They run pretty low, the oil pans on these late models, so have to be careful that you don't. They want to try and turn it around on the racing surface, not the grass side of that rumble strips down there on the curb.
So the 17 of Kersey Young went into the break up in smoke with a tire rub on the front end. We really didn't see where the front end got damaged after she spun with the contact with the Wise.
Here we go, Stephen Blakeslee. 05 is going to the back. That's Kate McClunny is sent to the back. So maybe that along the way here that the 05 got into the 88.
Well, on our scoring, Cade McClunny was 8th, Cassidy Hines was 7th, so it stands to reason that that may have been the issue.
That's what it'll be.
It was alluded to by Jason Galvin in the halfway break, and also we saw the damage. It appeared that there was a lot of damage on the front end of Cassidy Hines' car, and it's a possibility that Hines may have clipped the front of Young when Young spun earlier, and that's where Young got the damage. But the way it's all going to play out, Andy, Kersey Young is up to 6th. So she is in a good position if that car can make it to the end. 27 to go. You'll bring us back for Mav TV at the stripe with Bradley Erickson on the outside.
And Kirsty Young looked pretty happy on the outside too, so I think she'll be pretty happy starting up there. And you've got Kimberly, who was slow away, so we'll see for Kirsty Young. Welcome back to Madera Racing on Mav TV. After that restart, looks like Kate McClenny was the offender, unfortunately, and turned around. The 88 car, he has been sent to the back of the pack, and it really shuffles up the running order from the last restart.
And your leader is that car on the outside, the 22, the 14-year-old points leader, Bradley Erickson of Phoenix, Arizona, alongside Jake Bowman, the sophomore driver for Nate Clark Motorsports. A perfect restart, and the driver that wants to capitalize is the 04 Cole Brown.
Yeah, Cole Brown now on the outside. Bowman again was slow away and bottled up that inside. You saw Kimberly try and go up the racetrack to the outside, but Kirsty Young blocked that move from the 22 getting up to the high line. Someone hit the wall hard.
Well, that was Seth Wise who hit the wall, and Wise has fallen all the way to the back. Wise is out. Wise is in trouble. It was Seth Wise. He has stopped at the top of turn 1. Cole Brown's move for second will count, but Wise is still stopped at the top of turn 1. And the caution comes out on lap 44. You know, Young may have hit the wall as well at the same time. Her right side is all worn out as well.
Well, Seth Wise has dropped the window net, so he is considering that he is done. And you come in the week before as the race leader, and then suddenly you come to the next round where you're not the race leader, and suddenly things go wrong. Wow. We'll take a short break while we remove this car from the racetrack. Good time to eat some of those nut-up chopped nuts. We'll see you back here real soon.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
5150 Energy Drink is the choice for those with a passion for life and a thirst to match. There are many obstacles in life that keep people from pursuing their dreams. But when you're 5150, you're able to use those hardships as motivation to push yourself. With the right mindset, anyone can achieve greatness, and 5150 can help get you there, offering much more than just a boost of energy. Our ingredients are carefully selected because of their health benefits. So not only does 5150 taste great, it also provides the body with the nutrients it needs to stay hydrated and energized. Our mission to provide a quality product is matched only by our commitment to making the world a better place. In partnership with the Carlos Vieira Foundation, efforts are made year-round to help the less fortunate. In fact, a portion of every can sold goes toward helping families that are living with autism. And at the heart of it all is passion. The passion to live life to its fullest, to chase your dreams, and to help others. Are you 5150?
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
And getting ready to go back underway here from Madera Racing on MAV TV. Cole Brown starting inside of your race leader, the 22 of Bradley Erickson, getting this thing back underway. And Bradley Erickson, see if he can make the outside work still here at Madera.
Yeah, and Kimberly's loving getting the outside this time because Bowman has been slow away on the restarts. And again, Bowman is slow away, just can't get the car restarted tonight. Erickson thunders out of turn number 2. He's the clear leader going down into 3.
Cole Brown moved up in front of Cody Kimberly, and good give and take there because Kimberly was up the back bumper of Cole Brown. They somehow make it out of there cleanly. Top 4 cars single file. Erickson trying to drive away once again. And Cody Kimberly has been in the middle of everything in that brand new car, Andy.
Yes, Cody Kimberly got a good run going tonight in that 22 car. And Kersey Young now has moved up to the position number 5. So good recovery from Kersey Young, the 22 car. We know this car's won here before at Madera, so that's a good ride for this guy to showcase his talents.
So right now on lap 47, it's Erickson, Brown, Kimberly, Bowman, and the 17 of Kersey Young, your top 5. Kersey Young figures to move up in the points even more. Perhaps could even overhaul her friend Seth Wise, depending on how the numbers add up at the end of the night. So it's been a good recovery for her. Things are tightening up for second.
Yeah, Kersey's got 2 more spots. She would love to leapfrog up to where that 04 is. That's Brown, hounded by Kimberly.
They've been battling all race long, it seems like.
Look at this battle down here. That's the 05 of Kate McClellan.
Contact from Cody Kimberly into the back of the 04 of Cole Brown. We documented. These guys have a lot of experience. Kimberly has raced at Orange Show in Vegas and Irwindale in stock cars. Cole Brown has raced at Roseville and Ukiah, both stock cars and modifieds. So although they don't have a lot of junior late model experience, they have raced a lot in stock cars up and down California. Cole Brown had a great victory at Roseville with the West Series in his junior late model, and he'd like to get a win here on TV at Madera.
Flaggy Frank telling Kate McClellan down here to settle down. He is racing pretty hard with that car on the outside. Cole Brown still holding out Cody Kimberly.
And look
Bowman
who's
is
looming.
right behind him. Yeah, Bowman trying to get back.
Oh, and Kimberly.
Yeah, I don't think he intentionally turned him.
No, but involvement
Yeah.
and contact, it would surprise me if he wasn't penalized. Oh, man, a tough break for both of those young drivers. And after that incident, you may see Kersey Young as high as 3rd.
You may do, and most likely she will go to the inside of row number 2 for the restart. We'll take a short commercial break and back with you here on MAV TV.
Wow, what a race, what a night. And it's about to get even more interesting.
Yes, it is.
And we'll see what officials decide to do with the 22 car of Cody Kimberly. But Bradley Erickson, the other 22 car, has had a really impressive season.
Yes,
and
he has.
I don't know if you heard what I was talking about earlier, is he's working with the Spencer Clark Driven Development Driver Program. And that would be Spencer Clark, who raced in the Xfinity Series, the Truck Series, before his tragic passing in an auto accident in New Mexico a few years ago. And his father, TJ Clark, has kind of carried on the legacy, mentoring drivers. And you can see that NASCAR championship pedigree has really paid off with TJ Clark and Bradley Erickson working together.
Yeah, the 22 car has just zoomed around everybody, and he will join the back of the pack with Cole Brown. That was a tough break. I don't think that was a deliberate move. It looked to me like Brown stumbled in front of him, and like you say, unfortunately, the involvement rule. But how about this? The McClellan cars are moving up in the standings. Not the McClellan you would think it would be, Stephen Blakeslee.
Well, you know, you almost want to start calling Cale McClellan Steady Eddie, because he hasn't had a terribly fast car, but he's avoided everything. You see his brother's car all worn out on the right side. Cassie Hines, all that damage on the front end. The 19 and the 17, they've both knocked the right side off of their car. And then you look at Cale McClellan, that car looks like it just rolled off the trailer.
Yes, it does. And I don't think right now, Stephen Blakeslee, that Kate McClellan is very happy here.
And want to note the 7 ride of Kyle Keller has gone to the infield. And
yes.
He's out.
Out of the car. Tough break for Kyle Keller, the wild child from Vegas.
So the report from the infield, Seth Wise had a problem on the steering, and that's what sent him into the wall. Tough break for Seth Wise. We're going to have our MAV TV restart at the line. Still 18 laps to go in our 5150 Junior Late Model. It's the youngest stock car drivers in the country, the original Junior Late Model Series, and Phoenix, Arizona's Bradley Erickson, the 14-year-old, trying to extend his points lead and go for his second career victory. He'll start outside the 71 and Jake Bowman with Kersey Young at Bakersfield coming from behind up into third. It's restart
and you
time.
know who's very happy here is Brody Armstrong, because he gets to start behind the 22. The 71 has generally been slow away tonight. And once again, Bowman, well, this time that was a better start from Bowman. He got back into second. Kersey Young going at it with Armstrong. This is the first time tonight we've seen Mr. Armstrong turn up in the top 5.
Yeah, Brody Armstrong side by side with Kersey Young, and I think you're right that the outside might win this battle. Young has had a bit of a seesaw race. I bet her team is telling her, let's try to bring this car home. And you see Brody Armstrong around the outside, and he's trying to get his career best finish in this series.
Yes, he is. And there's a whole bunch of pack down here, and there's an angry young man out there. I tell you what, Kate McClellan is not a happy man tonight. He's been hunting for bear in the yellow flag laps that we didn't see. He wasn't happy with the 88 car and was showing his displeasure. Now he's racing side by side with that Nate Cloud Motorsports, and his younger, inexperienced brother is leading him and driving away.
Yeah, so it looks like, again, the outside line. We saw Armstrong go around Kersey Young. Now we'll see Cassidy Hines trying to do the same thing with Kate McClellan. This is for 6th on the racetrack. Hines 6th, Kate McClellan 7th. So right now, probably the best night of the year for Nate Cloud Motorsports. Jake Bowman in 2nd, Cassidy Hines in 6th. And I know that doesn't live up to their race-winning reputation with guys like Joey East and Jesse Love, but still a pretty good night for Nate Clower. We've got 12 to go, and we've got a battle shaping up right behind Cassidy Hines.
Yes, we do have a battle shaping up, and that is in the form of Cole Brown in the 04 car trying to race his way back into the top 5. And he is bringing with him Kate McClellan and the 22 of Kimberly as well. Kimberly seems to be just riding around, just can't get past those cars back there. Look at our race leader, Steve Blasey. He has a handy lead over Bowman.
Yeah, the lead is over half a second now. We are at 10 laps remaining for Bradley Erickson. Erickson took over the lead on lap 17, came into tonight with 101 laps led, trying to extend that laps led back to this run through the field from the 04 of Cole Brown. He's up to 7th. He would love to get back to the top 5. Came into tonight 4th in the points, had a chance to get as high as 2nd in the points with Seth Wise's misfortune, but he's got to try to get into the top 5.
Yes, he is trying to race his way back into that top 5 in the points. Remember, the podium will be the top 3, and right now that is Bradley Erickson, Jake Bowman, and Brody Armstrong. And it looks like you may be right what they said earlier about Kersey Young. Telling Kersey that car is wounded, no doubt about it, when she hit the wall pretty hard a couple of times. Just nurse that car home. Let's try and max out the points. Let's not try and do anything silly that's going to cost us. We got a chance here to make up some ground tonight.
Well, Cole Brown is showing a lot of patience right now. I think he might have a little bit of a faster car than Cassidy Hines, but he's not pressing the issue. He wants to bring that thing home. And was real impressed with Cole Brown. He had a real big junior late model win up north at Roseville. And right as I said that he's showing patience, he is turning up the wick here with 5 to go. Almost a little bit of contact there. But Cole Brown had a real big win in front of a whole bunch of NASCAR car owners last October. Probably his signature win in stock cars. But that was at Roseville. Madera is the original junior late model series. This is the one that everyone keeps their eyes on, where you really want to get a win. He's been so desperate to do that. but right now he's still mired back in 7th. Time's run out. 1 more mile of racing to go.
Yes, we're down to the final mile now. The last 3 laps in the battle here. That is that battle for 5th or 6th spot on the racetrack. The 88th entry.
Oh, contact.
Oh, contact.
Lots of contact.
Yeah. Well, Brown needs to get past here because he needs to try and get a shot at the more inexperienced Cale McClellan, who's having the best drive of his life in his season number 2 of junior late model racing.
Well, we're coming up on the white flag coming up as the battle continuing here between Hines and Kimley as the white flag flies for Bradley Erickson for the other 22 car as they're side by side. There's the white flag from Flaggy Frank.
Yes, it is.
He got his first career win 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks later he gets win number 2 in car 22. How about it? Bradley Erickson of Phoenix, Arizona wins the junior late model.
Yes, and extends his points lead. It's been a very productive night tonight. Fast time. He's led the most laps. He led at the break. He's led at the end. And that is the driver of that 22 entry. Start out at position number 3. Bradley Erickson wins.
And Bradley Erickson's going to lead Jake Bowman, Brody Armtrout, Kersey Young, and Cale McClellan, your top 5. We'll hear from your top finishers after this break. Hear from Madera Racing on MAV TV. Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Bradley Erickson, 2 in a row in car 22 in our 5150 junior late models for the 14-year-old out of Arizona. And he's about to be an excited driver in victory lane with our own Jason Galvin down there in MAV TV victory lane.
Well, Bradley Erickson simply dominating here for the 2nd race in a row. Takes the win in the 5150 junior late models here at Madera Speedway, climbs out of that race car, and Bradley will walk over and meet us over by his trophy here. Bradley, 2 races in a row now, simply spectacular. Nobody was in your class here tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks. You know, our crew's been working really hard. You know, I can't thank them enough. TJ Clark, Chris Bray, Jacob Bishop, Pathfinder Chassis, LNS Framing, Fastline Motorsports, my family, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, and everybody that comes to the track, and you know, everyone that helps on this thing.
What is it this team has found? Because the last 2 races, it seems like you are clearly the class of the field.
Yeah, they've just been working really hard. They don't give up at all. They don't quit at all, and I'm pretty proud of them. You know, they're great people, and I'm proud to have them on our team, and I'm pretty happy about this win. 2 in a row, baby.
Going into the halfway point of the season at the next race, I don't know how much you keep an eye on what's happening behind you, but you had to have seen that your championship rival, Seth Wise, had an issue there late in the race and got into the wall and had to exit this race. How important is that towards your championship hopes?
It was pretty important. I mean, it was unfortunate that he couldn't continue, but it was huge points day for us. You know, we got fast time in qualifying, won the first half, and won the race. So pretty happy about that, but, you know, it's just time to celebrate.
Bradley Erickson with a clean sweep here in round number 4 at Madera.
Well, like Bradley Erickson said out by Andy Foster, time to celebrate as Bradley Erickson leads Jake Bowman, Brody Armtrout, Kersey Young, and Cale McClenny, your top 5 finishers.
Yes, they are the top 5 finishers. Outside the top 5 tonight, Cole Brown, Cassidy Hines, Cody Kimmerly, Cade McClenny, Robbie Keneally rounds out your top 10. Then we have Kyle Keller, who did not finish, Seth Wise, Holly Clark, and Casey Klein, who went out before a lap was completed today. Great racing so far from our junior late models.
And a career best second place finish for the 71 of Jake Bowman, who's standing by with Jason Galvin.
About a much-needed steady night here for this 71 team, and Jake Bowman, you started up front, led some laps early, settled into second place, and that's where you end up here at the end of tonight. This one has to feel good for you and this team.
Yeah, it feels great. This is our first podium finish in the junior late model, and I fell back to like 3rd or 4th, and I got back up there to 2nd, and I finished 2nd, and I'm happy with the Nate Clower team, and I hope to be here next weekend.
It's kind of the theme of the night. You've got some white walls on the Hoosiers here on the right side of this race car here. What was it about the racetrack tonight that was making it so difficult, it seemed like, for everybody to kind of pass?
Well, it's just the outside line. It's really not too great anymore. I mean, it's good at night, not in the daytime like in the beginning of the race, but there's white walls because I like to get close to the wall, and I got a little too close.
A little too close, but still good enough to bring it home in second place, the first podium for Jake Bowman here in the junior late models.
I noticed that Jake Bowman said after that interview that he hopes to be back for the next race, and so hopefully that is the case as he is on a bit of a move in the points in this series with that career best second place finish. Another career best in our MAV TV junior late models for the 19 of Brody Armtrout from the Grass Valley area, home of many famous race car drivers like Alexander Rossi and Brad Sweet. You might be able to add Brody Armtrout to that list. He's standing by with Jason Galvin.
Well, if there was a second half hard charger award, it would go to this car, the number 19, Brody Armtrout. What a run, a hellacious battle to get you up through the field into 3rd place, and your car certainly looks no worse for wear from it, I guess you could say, as you wipe off some of the powder there. What an incredible run. What was it like battling to get up there into the top 3?
Oh man, to get to this position is amazing. Started out, was a little bit loose, and then at halftime we made some adjustments, and in the first lap we passed a car, and from that point I knew that we had a decent car to get up to the front, and it feels really good getting closer to the finish line. I just thought of the time and dedication that it took to get here.
You have a big team behind you here. You guys made the move in the off-season. This number 19 car found a lot of speed. Here tonight, you got to feel like now you've made some real progress towards knocking on the door and getting up there and racing for a win.
Yeah, I feel like each day we're growing stronger, we're getting faster, and it won't be long until we're further up the line, which is amazing.
Brody Armtrout, a great run here. Comes home in 3rd place tonight at Madera.
Well, it's been an exciting summer so far for the 5150 junior late models. Bradley Erickson, 2 wins in a row. Career best finishes for Jake Bowman and Brody Armtrout. Can't wait for the rest of the season, Andy.
Yes, I can't wait for the rest of the season with Erickson claiming the win. But Stephen Blakesley, let me tell you, the turn 4 wall coming out onto the main straight tonight has been a big winner. It has claimed a lot of cars tonight, and you see those cars, they're all worn out on the right-hand side from the turn 4 wall.
Well, 5 rounds remaining. We'll have them all for you here on Madera Racing on MAV TV on behalf of our entire Short Track TV crew, including Kenny Shepard, Quan, Matt, and the rest of the gang. Also, Jason Galvin, Outback Andy Foster. We'll see you next time here on MAV TV. Outback Andy, it's race time here at Madera.
Yes, it is.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
iPull is California's #1 destination for self-service auto parts. Why? Only iPull offers a free 60-day cashback guarantee on our parts. We also buy old cars, wrecked cars, and junk cars, so our customers have access to the parts they want and need. We pay cash for these cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, whether they're running or not. Towing is available. Call us at 855-470-CASH. iPull Auto Parts, a better way to buy auto parts guaranteed. Open daily at 8 a.m. with locations in Fresno, Stockton, and in Pomona.
Personalized advice, precision, and speed, whether purchasing a home or looking to refinance. This is what RPM Mortgage delivers to you. Home loans fast. With our new Home on Time application, we have seamlessly integrated technology into our lending process, allowing you to submit your information in just minutes from any device, anywhere. You can even do it right from the track. If you are looking for a home loan at an accelerated speed, visit rpmwins.com. RPM is the proud title sponsor of the Pro Late Model Series at the Madera Speedway.
What you say we do a little day. Good times begin with the cool, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and just a touch of lemon. Wherever you decide to unwind, make sure you do it with a twist. Day drinking, yeah, some day drinking. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Unwind with a twist.
When you're 5150, you know that time waits for no one. When you're 5150, you know that every second wasted keeps you further from your dreams. So forge on, chase that goal, be determined, be relentless. And when it starts to get crazy, live the madness. 5150, energy drinks, apparel. We're a way of life. 5150, drink it, wear it, live it.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
Welcome back to the Madera Racing live stream here on the YouTube, and please go to NutUp and buy yourself some NutUp products. I was just getting into some nice almonds here during the break while we swap out. Stay with us. We still got 80 laps of late model racing coming tonight. It's going to be exciting racing. The qualifying was very, very close tonight. Stephen Blakeslee, any comments out there from people online? I'm sure we have. It's been a while since we actually looked at our live stream comments.
Well, they're all waiting for the NutUp Pro Late models that are coming up here in just a moment, and well, we had some discussion about the incident with Kimberly and the 04 Cole Brown, but the fact of the matter is, any contact is considered involvement right now, and I guess it was talked about at the drivers' meeting. Jim Dale says, got to give props to Brody Armtrout for his first podium. I agree with that. Also, Ryan Reynolds says, congratulations to Erickson. Sterling Baker says, that Erickson kid is good. Kathy Sutherland.
Yes, he is good.
Well, he's
There's
very
no
good.
doubt about it.
Kathy Sutherland says, nice job, Bradley, number 22. Dave Pereira says, how about some props for CK, Gilbert, and Frank? 100-plus years of experience at Madera. I mean, this place only opened in like 71. So the place has only been open for, let me do the math quickly here, I know, but listen, for 49 years. So 3 times 49 is less than $1.50, and he's saying we're over 100. They've been here for most of it. So that's
a big shout out to Angela Ponty. She's one of our super fans here at Madera Speedway, along with Jeff Telsher. Jeff, a big fan of late model racing.
Yeah, and a big supporter of a lot of the stuff that we do and a lot of stuff that I do as well.
Yep.
Want to say hello to Rachel Cam. Daphne Cooper says, let's go Sheldon Cooper. From El Dorado, California. Michael Riley, he says, it's time. It is time. Aaron Thomas. Yeah, it's Aaron Thomas.
Yep, he's saying, let's go Zampa. Well, which Zampa exactly are you cheering for? It could be just Team Zampa. We'll take it that way. It could be Logan, or it could be his younger brother, or maybe it's just the team, right?
Yep, Angela says, go Buddy Shepard. We'll see if that's the ticket.
Buddy was fast time today and drew the number 1 card and starts on the pole.
A young man that I'm a big fan of from his legend car in late model days at Roseville, still races out there at Vegas, and that's Jonathan Mawhinney, who says, good win for Bradley.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Mawhinney actually races with Bradley a bit because Bradley races the Legends cars at Vegas from time to time.
So some great comments going on. He's saying, Hothead62 is saying 92 times 2. So he's cheering for the whole 92 team of the Zampas for Dylan and Logan.
And his dad, Joel Thomas, texted me the same info.
Steve Fernandez says these young drivers are very impressive. Steve Fernandez, yes. And during our previous 4 years of junior late model racing here at Madera Speedway, we have had some impressive drivers, and we've had some drivers that have gone on to do big things. One of them, Jesse Love, who is on a big campaign for sprint car racing. He's got some West racing to do, and then he's going to go tackle a grueling schedule of sprint car racing.
Yeah, he's been racing in the ARCA Menards Series West, and that's that's a big deal. And it looks like we got Jason Galvin standing by for our MAV TV coverage on the front straightaway.
As we get ready for round number 4 of the NutUp Pro Late models here in the 2020 season at Madera Speedway, all eyes tonight are at the front of the field. That's because at Madera, we do a pill draw for the top 10 qualifiers after qualifying. Pole sitter picks last, gets the only card that's left. And guess what that card was tonight? 1. And it puts 2-time MAV TV champion Buddy Shepard up front and on the pole. And I assure you that means all the other drivers in this field let out one collective groan at the start of this one, because Buddy Shepard has been as good as anybody at Madera Speedway over the years, and this season in particular, he's been awfully hard to beat. Only Jeremy Doss has shown up and knocked Buddy Shepard off of the top podium spot so far this year, and Jeremy Doss is not here tonight. That means if you're starting second on back here tonight, you're hoping that 81 car up front makes a mistake, or you can somehow find a way to outfox the foxiest person at Madera Speedway. Buddy Shepard will lead him to the green when we return with the Nut Up Pro Late Models, round number 4 here on MAV TV.
Well, thank you for that, Jason Galvin, and we'll be hearing from him again for his Turn 3 stand-up. And race fans, don't remember, if you tune in and you're wondering, why do you keep hearing about MAV TV? Well, we're on MAV TV every Monday at 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. That's channel 214 on DirecTV. And it's 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. every Monday.
11:05 on AT&T and 4:20 on Charter Communications in the Valley.
So this broadcast on our live stream is being brought to you live by Nut Up Industries. But this is the same broadcast largely that you will see on MAV TV in a couple weeks. So you're kind of getting to see what we do every week here at Madera Speedway. We're back in 2 weeks to do it all over again.
Once we roll the cameras for the start of this late model race, what you'll see will take about 40-something minutes of that, and that will be airtime. The rest will be obviously commercials on MAV TV. That's how the bills get paid. Sherm Taylor, Esselman High Performance, pretty awesome with the 81 of Buddy Shepard. Yes, it is pretty awesome.
Chris McGinnis says Ross Stramiska for the dub. He says they have the best tire girl in racing, Taylor McGinnis, doing the tires for them. That's right, they've had the McGinnis family helping them this year. Our newest member of our broadcast team, Olivia Mankey, just did a stand-up. You may have seen that on Matt Hilliard's camera. So we've been kind of working her into the rotation. One of the youngest talents on MAV TV, I would think, and just working her into the rotation after a couple years of racing in our junior late models. Before that, served as a crew member for David Ross's pro late model program. I talked to her about that today. As there's Matt Eshelman just climbed up the stairs, who has been serving as the crew chief and kind of making things happen for Buddy Shepard, who is in a real good position to be the champion this year. But to put an asterisk on that, we were saying the same thing about Bakersfield's Seth Wise, and then that all went the wrong way.
Yes, it did.
So there are some hungry drivers who would like to wrestle that away. Ross Stramiska in the Nut Up Ford is only 31 points out of the lead and has had one of his most consistent starts to a season.
Yeah, it's been a good kickoff for the Nut Up Stramiska team. Hey, I tell you what, Sheldon Cooper's got some fans out there. Charlotte Lander, we miss having Charlotte here at the racetrack, and Brianna Morgan saying, go Sheldon 89.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Sheldon Cooper. I think we all are. Ever since he did a burnout after the $1,000 B-main at the Nut Up Short Track Shootout last year and lit the track on fire, I think we're all a big fan of Sheldon Cooper now. That kind of gets cemented in your brain as one of the great moments of MAV TV history here at Madera. I never saw anything like that before. A B-main. He burned the car down literally.
Yep.
That was pretty spectacular.
Well, you know, tonight's event, we have a mixture of young drivers and a mixture of veterans in here tonight. So this is a good mix of drivers, and we have the best late models on the West Coast. Very, very tough competition inside that top 10 once again. Stephen Blakely, qualifying was very, very close again. Where Buddy Shepard got fast time, but the rest of the qualifying was pretty close tonight. So we expect to see a close race tonight on the racetrack.
Expecting a good one. Looks like we're going to start 18 cars tonight for 80 laps. And Flaggy Frank is wiggling Digger. I mean, boys and their toys, right? Someone needs to find Frank something to keep him busy. I guess every Saturday night here at Madera has not been enough, and you know, Frank woke up from his nap and needs his little softies there with him, just like my daughter.
Mark Johnson saying, go Tyler Herzog. First race we've seen of Tyler Herzog for 2020, Stephen Blakely.
Yep. Oh, we've seen this question multiple times about Is Kayla Eshelman racing? No. Saw a comment. Why are they dragging it out? No beer sales, blah, blah, blah. Well, you got to strap the drivers into the cars. You got to do that. So that's taking place right now.
Hey, if you want to go late model racing, Sherm Taylor is going. FYI, there is a sister car to the 81 for rent or lease at Eshelman Racing. And that could be used for a junior late model or a Nut-Up Pro late model, and it is a top-notch car. So if you're out there and you're a race car driver and you say, hey, I want to do this late model stuff at Madera Speedway, I want to get myself on MAV TV, contact Eshelman Racing or contact Madera Speedway, and we will certainly put you in contact with that team if you want to go racing.
Well, so we do a redraw, and in our junior late models over the years, people were pretty convinced that Jesse Love must have some luck or some sinister deeds because he managed to pull the pole very often in the junior late models. Well, that luck has rubbed off on Buddy Shepard, our points leader, Drew #1. Well, Dave Pereira says, when does Digger get a bathroom break? He gets a bathroom break as soon as we get a bathroom break, as we've been pretty...
yeah, we haven't had a break since we've been on air.
We've been live for a while up here at the booth. You've been live for over 3 hours, Andy, so you've done a great job up here in the booth.
We also did a little Facebook Live earlier today of qualifying for our late models. We have fired the motors here at Madera Speedway. The officials now getting a final look over. The rest of the crews are being told to make their way to the infield pit area. It is time to let loose these 18 cars for 80 laps. It'll be a 50-lap segment and followed by a short break like we normally do, and then it will be a final 30 laps.
Well,
tonight.
there's 18 cars on the grid, and one of the cars we expected is not, and that's the 42 of Matt Erickson, our all-time winningest pro late model driver, unable to answer the call. And it's not that often that we don't have an Erickson in the field. You have to go back a couple of years when he had to miss the start of one of the seasons after a misconduct suspension, if you will. The other stat that we figured out is every round of our Nut-Up Pro Late models on MAV TV has featured a Herzog, whether it's Brian, Gabe, or Austin, or Tyler. Every round has had a Herzog since we started the TV cameras.
Yes, I believe Rick Thompson may have made good stat for Kenny Shepard. Maybe Rick Thompson has made every start in the pros for every race, Stephen Blakeslee, and if that is true, that's an incredible stat.
So pretty soon we'll be hearing from Jason Galvin in turn 3 before we turn him loose for our starting lineup.
And the 77 of Rick Thompson is a former winner on MAV TV as well.
So we'll be hearing from Jason Galvin for our MAV TV comments from the corner before we go into our starting lineup and our MAV TV presentation. I want to welcome you along to the Madera Speedway live stream on ShortTrackTV. It's race time. And we're going to throw it down to Jason Galvin, who has more in turn 3.
Well, tonight my eyes are on a driver with the last name of Herzog. Now, we've talked about a lot of Herzogs over the years here at Madera Speedway. The driver I'm watching tonight, we haven't seen in 2020. That's Tyler Herzog, the cousin of last year's MAV TV champion, Austin. The #1 car will start outside of the front row. He drew a 2 after qualifying. It's Tyler's first start of the year, but he was the Madera Speedway local champion last season and finished runner-up to Austin in the overall championship. Tyler has never won a MAV TV Nut-Up late model race here at Madera Speedway, but he thinks his first race back in 2020 here tonight could be the time to do it. Out back, Steven?
Welcome back to Madera Racing on live stream. We're going to go with our MAV TV.
Thanks, Jason. It's time for round number 4 of our Nut-Up Pro Late models for Madera Racing on MAV TV. I'm Stephen Blakeslee, joined by Outback Andy Foster. Let's take a look at your starting lineup on the front row. The 81 of Buddy Shepard and the number 1 of Tyler Herzog.
Yes, row number 2, Dylan Zampa and Ryan Philpott.
Row 3, Ross Stremiska and Logan Zampa.
Row 4, the Beast Joey East. Alongside him is Austin Herzog.
Row 5, Blaine Rocha and Hans Beeler.
Row 6, Glenn Cook and Sheldon Cooper.
Row 7, Mike Beeler and Pete Soto.
Move to row number 8, Tim Skoglund and Jay Jolson.
Row 9, Dennis Rock and Rick Thompson. We have 5 onboard cameras with the 11 of Austin Herzog.
We have the 88 of Joey East.
The 90 of Ross Stremiska.
The 92 of Dylan Zampa.
And the 81 of Buddy Shepard, who drew the pole. He's the points leader. It's been a tremendous start for the driver out of Bakersfield. He'll try to continue that start alongside the first star of the year for Tyler Herzog. We see twin green flags from Flaggy Frank. It's nut up time on MAV TV.
Yes, it is, and a great start from Buddy Shepard. Tyler Herzog got pushed way up the racetrack and struggled as Dylan Zampa down that 92 car moves into second as they go over the line. Cars moving around the racetrack on these cold tires.
Buddy Shepard leads lap number 1. That's Dylan Zampa going up the inside. And, you know, we saw the outside line has been getting better and better as we get into nightfall. It's pretty late here at Madera, but don't tell that to Tyler Herzog. He's under pressure from the nut-up Ford of Stremiska.
Yeah, Stremiska now gets that nut-up Industries number 90 Ford. Fast in a Ford, and we got a car around. That is young Beeler. That's Hansa Beeler has turned that car around, and that is in turn number 2.
Trying to get that car refired, so we see a little bit of fire underneath the car as he tries to get the gasoline ignited and get this thing back underway. Only 2 laps scored complete, 80 laps of racing, a 50-lap opening segment with a 30-lap run to the finish, and we'll have more here for Madera Racing on MAV TV.
Welcome back to our live stream. Wow, Hans Beeler turns it around early in the race in turn number 2. We had a race going on up front, Stephen Blasey, and Ross Stremiska was making the big moves on this Madera Racing quarter. This is the 3rd mile. It's a tri-bank racetrack, and I tell you what, there are multiple lines out there tonight on this racetrack. You pretty much run the high line, run the low line, so we expect to see a lot of passing going on here. Buddy Shepard, he doesn't want to see any passing at all. He just wants to see clear track in front of him, and Buddy Shepard leads the standings right now by 31 points going into tonight. Fast times, he's had a ton of fast times. In fact, he's had this year 2 fast times for the year, so he is the leader of fast times this year.
So Buddy Shepard, to set the stage, came into tonight 31 points in the lead of Ross Stremiska, added a point to that with qualifying, so make it 32 points. You get 5 points, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for the top 5. You also get the same at the break. So Buddy Shepard could gather a lot of points here early on. 2 race wins this year, 2 fast times in 3 events. It's been signature vintage Buddy Shepard. He's our 2015 champion, our 2017 champion, and he may become our first 3-time MAV TV Pro Late Model champion if he can pull it off here in 2020.
Well, they have that Eshelman race car looking pretty good out there. So if you are going to be going to the bookies in Vegas, you would be pretty short odds right now. Buddy Shepard, this is looking like a championship season as we get ready to come back to MAV TV. As the cars come out of turn number 4. Back with you, race fans. We have Hans Beeler turn back around. He is at the back of the pack. Buddy Shepard has chosen the outside, putting Dylan Zampa to the inside. Row number 2 will be Tyler Herzog. And how about Ross Stremiska? Ross Stremiska looking very, very racy tonight in that 90 machine. Row 3 will be Ryan Philpott and the Beast Joey East. That is the fast 3 rows, and we are going to wave them off.
Well, we saw the number 1 of Tyler Herzog start on the outside front row and fell back to 3rd, almost fell back to 4th. He was in a battle with Stremiska when the caution flags flew. What do you think of this decision by Buddy Shepard to go outside of Dylan Zampa? Will that be the ticket?
I think it's been working for Buddy, so you stick with what works for you. Buddy is just full of confidence right now. This is like a 2-time champion that is stamping his authority on this and wanting to be a 3-time champion in this series. And he gets a big slingshot out of turn number 4, goes up the racetrack. He's in that drive line where you get the run out of 2, and game on. He's picked up a car length lead over Ross Stremiska.
Well, you mentioned Stremiska. He's going to go around the outside of Dylan Zampa and take over spot number 2. So the top 2 in the points, the top 2 on the racetrack. Buddy Shepard and the legend lives on, Ross Stremiska. Stremiska desperate for a signature touring or major stock car win in his career after a good season, a couple seasons of NASCAR weekly success.
And we have 3 wide Stephen Blakeslee all over the racetrack.
The 3 wide in the back, but the battle is between the second generation Zampa and the 90 of Stremiska. As we've got a car spun out in turn 2. It's the 12 of Dennis Rock out of Las Vegas. You see the car stream past that blue number 12, and the caution flag flies here on lap number 5. They were waiting to see if Dennis Rock could get a move on. He does not, and this will make for an interesting restart. 5 down, still 45 to go to the break. It'll be Shepard v. Stremiska. Top 2 in the points, top 2 on the racetrack when we return on MAV TV. Well, I can't wait to see this battle. I know we're only 5 laps into this, Andy, but a couple of red cars, couple of tough customers. And like I was just saying, the 90 of Stremiska, he is desperate for a signature victory. Had a couple good seasons here at Madera about 12 years ago when this track was a weekly series late model type program. Had some good performances. And then he's been kind of locked out of signature wins. He's got some good wins at Stockton and other racetracks, but nothing at the major event level. And a win tonight would be that feather in the cap for the Nut Up Ford.
Yeah, he would love to be standing in Nut Up victory lane with that Nut Up car. He started out of position number 5 tonight, so he has made progress starting in second. Now, Buddy Shepard has a new customer to deal with on this restart. Last time it was Dylan Zampa. And Buddy Shepard, the confidence is high. When it works, go do the same as what works.
So Tyler Herzog has fallen back to 6th.
Yeah,
so
he's dropped like a rock in this early going. We're only like 5 laps into this race, and already Tyler Herzog has dropped way back.
Well, on the initial start, he was on the outside. He fell back to 3rd. The following start, he was on the inside from 3rd, fell back to 6th. So that car is not really very happy on either part of the racetrack. As we welcome you back to Madera Racing on MAV TV, your Nut Up Pro Late Models round number 4. Your race leader is the points leader, Buddy Shepard, with 2 wins this year, and he's going to restart on the outside. We've only completed 5 of the fastest 1/3 miles in the West, but it's already been loaded with action. We expect more of the same on the restart.
Yes, we do. Ross Stremiska, this has been a good 5 laps. Moved from 5th to 2nd. Buddy Shepard, with his confidence sky high, picks the outside. It's a different customer. It's Stremiska, not Zampa.
Oh, there's a huge wreck on the front straightaway.
Yes, there is. Cars everywhere.
The 11 car of Austin Herzog did a complete
red
360. Flag. And as Herzog was doing that 360, we saw a couple cars airborne, including the 77 of Rick Thompson. The right front of Mike Bueller's car is a mess. Sheldon Cooper is a mess. Tyler Herzog and the 12 of Dennis Rock has stopped. 98 of Rocha. It's almost half the field had some part in that, and it may have begun with something involving the Herzogs, Tyler and Austin, as we are under red on lap number 5.
Herzog has dropped the window net. That's Tyler Herzog, so I think he is done. Can't see the damage to the left side, but look, Stephen Blakeslee, up at the rear deck. On the right-hand side, the rear deck is all lifted up, so it looks like he has a lot of rear-end damage. Looks like maybe when he spun around or something, somebody has driven in there. Mike Bueller to the infield area. He's getting work. Sheldon Cooper is getting work. And look at Rocha's car, the 98. That thing is destroyed. That may be the car that got into Herzog.
Well, looking at the rundown, Tyler Herzog 6th. We talked about that. Austin Herzog 7. Blaine Rocha 9. Sheldon Cooper 10th. And those 4 cars got the worst of it.
Yeah, and Glenn Cook got a ton of damage, too. To
Missed that. And, he was 17th. So he was literally one of the last cars to enter the accident. I have no idea how he got involved, but he did. May have hit the back of Dennis Rock. That was a mess. unfortunately,
Rick Thompson now to the pit area as well. So Rick has gone to the pit area. Former winner here on MAV TV.
there was a big piece of red front bumper area. Not sure what car that's off of because Herzog
I think
continued.
that's actually off of the 98. The whole nose cone is gone from the 98 car at the front.
That was a mess.
Yes, Herzog's car, well, they're trying to work it out that maybe somehow Tyler Herzog got spun around.
Well, I think he tangled up with Austin Herzog is what we believe, but we don't. We'll definitely have it on our MAV TV coverage. We had a comment on our live stream that said, way to miss that Cassidy from Taylor Slocum. The 88 in this event is not Cassidy Hines. This is Joey East, the Beast, the 2019 Junior Late Model Champion. Cassidy Hines in a very similar 88 for Nate Clower just competed in our Junior Late Model portion. And yeah, it was a close call for the Beast. When you look at this rundown, Tyler Herzog 6th, Austin Herzog 7th, they're in it. The Beast, Joey East in 8th, he avoided it. 9th place, Rocha is a mess. So East did a good job, and if you guys see this here, East driving past us, that car is a wreck. So Joey East did get a big piece of that.
And that's the second week in a row that car has had sustained damage. The 88 car sustained damage in the last event.
Well, when we went into the season, we had this big feeling where we thought the 3 drivers that were going to be like the disruptors were the young ones. Austin Herzog, Dylan Zampa, Joey East. And coming into tonight, it was Herzog 8th, Zampa 9th, and East 10th in the points. Not what we expected. Very unexpected for our front row starter, Tyler Herzog, to be in the infield, and he's standing by with Jason Galvin.
Well, the big wreck here on the restart, and Tyler Herzog's out of the car. Tyler, it looked like you might have been the first car to go around there. What happened from your perspective?
Just the car missed restart in front of me. It's just a racing incident. Stuff like that happens. I'm just happy to get Crown Homes, Herzog Roofing, Van Dorn Racing Development, Fearless Wheelman all out here, and we were waiting for air pressures to come up, and stuff happens. It is what it is. But we'll come back maybe at the end of the year, debating on other schedules. So.
You're saying the car in front of you missed a shift on the restart, and then everybody kind of stacked up from there?
Yeah, I was trying to back off because I saw him already kind of stuttering. So I backed off, and then when I backed off just a little, the guy behind me just didn't know what was happening. So it's just a racing incident.
It's an unfortunate incident here as Tyler Herzog out in his return.
Well, Tyler Herzog, it is an election year, and he played it pretty neutral there. So he may be, our promoter, Kenny Shepard, had some interest in politics and realized, if you think racing's crazy, he found out how crazy politics are. But Tyler Herzog was pretty neutral on that interview and did a good job of just calling it a racing incident. Set a car in front of him slowed, which was Ryan Philpott, perhaps. And now we're going to hear from the Beast, Joey East, who has got a little bite in the front nose there. He's with Jason Galvin.
The Nate Clower team trying to fix the 88 car, the Richwood Meat team here, and Joey East. Joey in the race car, team's trying to get it fixed here. What happened from your perspective?
I'm not really sure. It looked like someone missed a shift or something and just had nowhere to go.
You drove it around back here into the pits. Do you have any idea? Did it feel like it was okay? Is it all cosmetic? Do you guys think you have problems?
It feels all right. I'm not sure if the grill's messed up or not.
All right, Joey East's team trying to fix the car here. Zach's was showing you what they're doing here. They literally have a hammer and chisel out. It's like the Roman times out here trying to get this 88 car fixed to get it back out there on the track. A lot of points at stake here, Stephen and Outback.
Kind of the same story that we heard from Tyler Herzog, that somebody up at the front of the field slowed, and that sort of sent the accordion effect on the rest of the group. And when you look at the rundown and the order, it looks like that could have been Ryan Philpott. And so it makes me wonder if Philpott may have had some contact from behind. We'll keep an eye on his race car as he was starting 4th, Herzog 6th, East 8th. It's that outside row. And Tyler Herzog and Joey East are a mess. So we'll keep an eye on Ryan Philpott's car.
Mike Beeler is out of the car, so Mike looks like he is done in the 6th car. Crew members are trying to work on it, but Mike just standing there It doesn't look good for the 6 car, and a lot of damage to Joe East. This is the second race in a row we've seen the 88 car will sustain a lot of damage. We'll go to our live stream comments down here. Let's take a look. JJ Branston. Good to hear Stephen and Outback together again. Yes, we've been doing this for a long, long time together. JJ Branston, of course, was the track announcer when we were busy doing TV. JJ would be taking care of the booth for us. He's been my co-announcer on non-TV nights. And, yep, we missed you, JJ, so thanks for tuning in. Have a chat. Brad Lean, I know he's private messaged me. He is looking in. Heather Hughes says, hope everybody is okay. Yes, everybody is okay. We do not have any reports of any driver injuries down there. JJ Brandon said, before this race started, a lot of good drivers, hard to pick a winner.
Hey, I want to give a shout out on our live stream to Joseph Holiday, a Madera driver who started his career at the Good Times QMA, then ran mini cups here at Madera, won a Ford Focus midget race, his first win.
He's been getting better at the Ford Focus midgets as time's gone along.
Five, 6,
Well,
7 cameras that I can think of, plus the 5 on the cars. That's like 12 cameras that we're trying to manage right now.
If you go down to your local tire shop, they don't usually wheel align the car like you saw that crew out there just a moment ago wheel align the 98 car of Blaine Rocha. That was done with a tape measure and a couple of pieces of aluminum down there.
He drove through the boneyard to go back on the track, and you never know what kind of debris has been left down there. We had a lot of Legends cars that had problems. You could run something over and cut a tire down. I probably wouldn't advise my driver to drive through the boneyard.
After that big crash, Stephen Blakeslee, it looks like we've only lost 2 cars out of this race after that big incident. That was Tyler Herzog and Mike Beeler. They just couldn't get Mike's car back out there, unfortunately, for the veteran driver, Mike Beeler. This is really going to shuffle up the running order when we go back green. We do know that the race leader will be Buddy Shepard. We do know second place is the 90 nut-up car of Ross Dremiska. And then we presume it would be the Dylan Zampa car, Ryan Philpott, and Logan Zampa. That would be your top 5 right now. The Zampas would be pretty happy after they got a monster amount of damage a few rounds ago that they escaped incident in that. So they've had their fair damage for the year.
So a moment ago, I was trying to give a big congratulations to one of our friends from Madera,
Yep,
Joseph Holiday, who won his first Ford Focus Midget main event tonight. So congratulations to Joseph for that victory.
He's been getting better into those cars. Every time he steps in them, Joseph Holiday.
Well, and that's the biggest problem with a series like that is they're just trying to get themselves up off the ground and find races. And now they've been running pretty consistently. They were at Lakeport.
Here a lot of Madera, and with COVID, that kind of killed a lot of our races where we would have probably had them scheduled.
So still circulating under caution. Here in our Nut Up Pro late models.
Okay, Michael Riley is, where is the 77? Okay, the 77 of Rick Thompson
is out.
Out, and I don't even see that car out.
I think
it's over the back. There it is, Rick Thompson. Yeah, so Rick is the other car that went out. Unfortunately, accident damage from that incident.
Had the question, what are the engines at the front of the field? Well, top 3 are all 602s. And that's kind of...
work's going on, and the 77, well, I'll take that back. Looks like maybe the 77 is going to try and make his way back out on the racetrack.
So top 3 are all crate motors. Also want to give a shout out to the 5S of Pete Soto, who is a very, very green rookie coming out of the Legends cars. He's up to P6 after all this.
Yeah, Pete Soto was a good racer in the Legend cars, and this was a pretty good race car too that he got his hands on. This was the ex-Ken Benamy car, I believe. So that Jason Gilbert was involved with. So that's a good race car. So Pete's a good racer, and just give him some time in that car. Like you say, he's going to line up on the outside of row number 3.
Sheldon Cooper made it back out. He will restart, as will Rocha and Cook when we get this thing back underway. So they've all made it back on the track largely. The cars that we're going to lose are the 6 of Beeler, the 1 of Tyler Herzog, and it looks like the 77 of Rick Thompson. The hood is off, and they're no longer they're no longer working on that 77 ride.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying to find their way back out.
And Outback Andy Foster's going to bring him back for MAV TV at the stripe.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. After we had the big one, unfortunately we lost a Mike Beeler, Tyler Herzog, and Rick Thompson. Now that, not too bad. 3 cars after that was a hard crash. It is Buddy Shepherd picking the outside. Ross Tremiska, racy Ross Tremiska tonight, came from position number 5 up to second place. We're getting down into that start zone, Stephen Blakeslee.
Yeah, and it looks like Buddy Shepherd's got a nose on Strmiska out of turn number 4, and he will see the green flag from Flaggy Frank. A perfect start between those veteran drivers. Shepherd made the right choice from the outside. He'll maintain the lead.
Yes, he will. And how about Ryan Philpott in the 52 car tonight? That Hacienda Paul's Philpott Race Cars entry. Ryan Philpott builds his own chassis, doing a good job out there tonight. He is right on the back of the number 90.
Yeah, good battle there. We think the 52 might have been the car involved in that incident, so good to see him up there into third. Well, remember, 2 weeks ago, the Zampas came together right before the halfway break, and they're battling for fourth. The younger half of that team is Dylan Zampa, the black and pink car. The white car is the other half, the older half, Logan Zampa, the $10,000 man. They're battling for fourth, side by side for second.
Yes, side by side now. That Hacienda Paul's car is coming up to the inside of that Nut Up Industries number 90 of Ross Strmiska. Strmiska, the veteran racer in Northern California. Like I say, he's been a while since he's been to Victory Lane, has never won a TV race here at Madera, would love to win one of these things.
Well, and speaking of drivers trying to reclaim old glory, 2007 Altamont champion, the 52 of Ryan Philpott. He has been desperate for a win, and this is a resurgent driver, the 2 of Hans Beeler. He's spun on lap number 2. He's going up the inside of the 9 of Tim Scotland for P7 for that young driver.
He's going to take P7 at the line, gets to the inside of Scotland, makes that move, and then behind him is a whole bunch of cars that are all torn up. This good battle continues between Scotland, a former open wheel racer, doing a good job in this 9 car. They've had a couple of races, they've sustained some damage.
And look at this wild scrum of cars, and this is a pretty good battle with the 88 car of the Beast, Joey East. The Beast is trying to take a bite out of this ferocious pack of cars.
A modified looking car of Blaine Roach's. That car looks like it's a modified with no panel work on the front.
Oh,
and
Joey
here comes
East.
the Beast now, nudging the back of Glenn Cook. And of course, Glenn Cook's sustained damage. You can see the hood is off, and they have some damage to the front of that car.
So the Beast, Joey East, going up the inside of the 98 of Glenn Cook for spot number 10. A driver we call the Beast and a driver we used to call the master of disaster, trying to master this battle for 10th, Andy.
Yes, he is. Doesn't want any more disaster tonight. He's had his unfair share of getting caught up in that incident. This Richwood Meat Company number 88, Joey, let's hope he ate plenty of that beef this week, because he's going to need all the energy he can get to muscle that damaged 88 Cloud Motorsports car around this racetrack.
Hans Bieler got around Skoglund. That was for position number 7. And now the young Hans Bieler trying to run down the Legends graduate Pete Soto. Hans Bieler, his father Mike, a multi-time PCS Super Late Model champion, driving his dad's old car. They stamped a Mustang front end on it, and there's a lot of damage on Pete Soto's car.
Maybe that red panel work we saw down there earlier was from the front of Pete Soto's car, because have a look at it. He's missing a whole chunk of red, and we saw something on the racetrack. It was all rolled up, similar color.
Soto kind of missed the corner there. He tried to diamond the corner, and Hans Bieler was happy to capitalize on it. Hans Bieler kind of came out of the blue, out of nowhere, started his career this year with no real previous oval track experience. He doesn't run the yellow stripes, but he is definitely a rookie driver, Andy.
Yes, he is, and he's putting Pete Soto under pressure, but in the meantime, Hans Bieler is also under pressure from Tim Skoglund, and right behind him, the beast Joey East in that battle.
Let's lap number 21 at the line. 29 to go to the break for Buddy Shepard, Ross Stramiska, Ryan Philpott, Dylan Zampa, and Logan Zampa are your top 5. This is the battle for P6. Soto holding on to it so far.
Yeah, Pete Soto only run probably 4 races total in his late model career, and he is really doing a good job. Like I said, he was a really good legend car racer, and he's just showing as he gets used to these cars, you know, they're way bigger than a Legends car. Oh, Pete Soto's broke.
He may have overheated that car with all that damage on the front.
I
bet
he lost the motor.
Or may have just overheated the radiator on that car as the steam billows out of that car. It might even be a little bit hot because it looks like he's trying to get out quickly. So tough break for Pete Soto as the water runs down turn 2 on the Tri-Bank Madera Speedway, and we'll have some cleanup to do here on MAV TV. Well, tough break for Pete Soto, the Legends car graduate, who has, I think, done a really good job. And tough break to see him go by the wayside. And what that's going to do, Andy, is that is going to thrust Hans Bieler into 6th, which is pretty darn good for him. And then speaking of Tim Skoglund, with all of his open wheel experience, you know, he made his name in the USAC Western Sprint Car Series, never won a main event in that series, but does have 11 career victories in the USAC Western Ford Focus Series. So he's a pretty prolific driver out of Fresno, and we'll see if he can keep marching forward in the Gold Motorsports number 9.
So Buddy Shepard continues to lead Ross Stramiska, Ryan Philpott. Then you have the Zampas. Dylan with older brother Logan in front of him. Remember, Dylan got into an incident and turned Logan around a previous race. So it's flip-flop in positions. Now, the question will be, will older brother Logan use the bumper to try and move little brother out of the way? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Up until a couple days ago, they almost weren't even going to be here today. They had to appeal to their supporters on Facebook, and we documented this. This has been a really challenging summer for our teams. A lot of people are out of work because of the virus pandemic, including some folks in the Zampa team. We're racing every other week when this series was traditionally once a month. So you combine those two factors, and this is challenging for these teams. It's been challenging for us on the TV side. Quan, Matt, and Kenny have been working overtime. We delivered that June 27th TV show by about the 3rd week of July to MAV TV. We have never turned around a TV show that quickly. By the 2nd week of July, they tell us, we have never turned around a MAV TV show that quickly. And so everybody on our team and on these race teams has been working overtime to make this show happen for you, the race fan. So I don't think you'll see Logan Zampa get too aggressive
Even
here.
for our camera guys, you know, it's summertime and it's hot. Normally they're doing this once a month, and they're back here every 2nd week. And then on top of that, what you throw in is not only do we do these TV shows, we've been doing some local shows, Stephen, on the week. So we're going into live streaming just about every week at the moment. Kenny has a brand new little streaming setup, not like the big Mac Daddy that we have for Mav TV, but he's got a new mobile unit that we trialed last week, and it works perfect. And, it's easier to set up. We don't have to have a whole crew here. Kenny has a very scaled-down crew. We put some static cameras down there. We don't have any in-car cameras to deal with. So they're looking at the Pete Soto
we got
car.
the report from Jason Galvin over Race Radios. He blew the radiator cap and blew water everywhere, and it was from damage he sustained in that earlier crash. So he was a part of that turn 1 crash like you suspected.
Well, look at the hood there. See, the question is, the hood is all cracked up.
Well, we saw a bigger piece of red.
Right,
it was like a whole fender
But you kind of
piece.
wonder with that crack, did that crack get into the radiator cap and loosen the cap? Because it's damaged, that could have possibly happened, depending where the cap was on the radiator.
So right now we're circling 22 down. If you're joining us on our live stream, it's 28 to go to the lap 50 break. We'll do some Mav TV interviews with Jason Galvin and Olivia Mankey, and then we run a 30-lap sprint to the finish. So it's a challenging event for these drivers, and there's still an awful long way to go. Buddy Shepard's picking the outside here with 2 to go to the green. And that has been the ticket so far. But, Ross Termiska's a veteran, Andy. He'd love to capitalize on this. And
Yes,
you're going to bring
he
us
would.
back for Mav TV at the stripe, my friend.
So we're getting ready now for Ross Termiska and Buddy Shepard to bring him down to the restart zone. Flaggy Frank has that yellow flag that he's waving. You'll see that come in as the cars come by, like right now. Welcome back to Mav TV, to Madera Racing. Well, we have 58 laps to go in this event. So at my account, Stephen Blakeslee, we have 28 laps till the break. And Ross Termiska gets another shot at Buddy Shepard. You've got row 2, Ryan Philpott, Dylan Zamba. Then row number 3 on the inside is the 92 of Logan Zamba. On the outside, Hans Miller, the young guy.
Wow, Buddy Shepard got a tremendous start, and I'm certain that Ross Termiska is wondering what just happened. But it might have been by design because it allowed Termiska to go straight to the top. He'll maintain second. He may have planned that out. Speaking of straight to the top, here comes Dylan Zampa.
Yeah, Dylan Zamba to the top and around the outside of Ryan Philpott. So Ryan Philpott's going to fight back on the inside. That was a power move from Dylan Zamba to get around the outside of Ryan Philpott.
Top 3 cars are all upstairs. The 52 of Philpott, we'll see if he follows. He's a quick learner. He won't just let these guys drive away. He'll go up there if he needs to. Speaking of the outside, halfway to the break, Hans Bieler just passed the 92 of Logan Zampa around the outside.
Yeah,
that was incredible.
Hans Bieler, this is an incredible performance from him tonight. And, of course, Mike Bieler's dad is on the infield getting a good view of the action of Hans Bieler. Good battle still continuing between Dylan Zamba and that Hacienda Ball, sponsored number 52 of Ryan Philpott. Ryan, of course, in 2006 Aldermont champion, so he has a late model championship.
So Hans Bieler went around the outside of Logan Zampa, and off of turn 4, he kind of opened the bottom up to Logan, and Logan almost took it back. Logan Zampa is a ferocious customer, and speaking of ferocious customers, that wounded car of the Beast, they took a bite out of that car earlier. He's up to 7th, Andy.
Yeah, and Roach is right behind him in the car that looks like a modified with no panels on it. Wow, this is some great action back in the pack. That's a battle, I believe, for 5th.
Oh, and Hans Bieler got sideways.
Oh, that time Logan Zampa rode up over Bieler, got airborne, and has slowed up. That's allowed Scotland now to get around Logan Zampa. I'm not sure how much damage Logan may have backed that off just to see.
He stayed on the track. Bieler got sideways again, and you wonder, the White Knight of Tim Scotland is an open-wheel driver, so he's used to seeing sideways cars. Contact between Scotland and Hans Bieler. I think Bieler is feeling a little bit of pressure, the rookie driver in this battle for 5th. The pressure might be getting to him just a little bit here, Andy.
Yeah, this is a driver that we haven't seen a lot of race here at Madera. Now, Logan Zampa, that time Joey East got into the back left-hand corner of Logan Zamba that time. The Zamba was trying to come down the track desperately. Zamba is caught up high. Looks like Joey East is going to make that move on the inside. So Logan Zamba really struggling to hold this position.
Those are really high-quality cars battling there for 7th on the racetrack.
Yeah.
So even though we've wiped out a few cars tonight, the depth of this field still shows as the 2019 Junior Late Model Champion East inside, 2018 Short Track Shootout Champion Logan Zampa outside. Look who's up behind them in 10th.
Yes, that is Austin Herzog.
No,
in
10th, right behind them.
Well, he was in 10th on our leaderboard.
Oh, he's moved up.
Yep. Austin Herzog is shown in 10th on the leaderboard. But this time, Joey East, Sheldon Cooper dives to the inside, and we have sparks coming from one of these cars, I believe.
East and Scotland made contact coming out of 2. Something broke on the right front of East's car. And then going off into turn 3, he goes straight up the hill and collects Scotland. 2 pieces of contact, and it's sparks like the 4th of July for the Beast as we get a break on lap 35. There's still 45 to go, but they're racing tooth and nail here on MAV TV. They are racing ferociously, Andy, and we got a race again in 2 weeks.
Yes, we are. We got another race in 2 weeks, and some of these cars will come back. Looks like a flat right front tire on Joey East's car. So Joey's pulling in, and let's see if they go to work on this car or Joey climbs out. The crew's going to put a tire on this car, so it may be just a flat front tire.
Joey East was figuring to be in the championship hunt this year. Came in tonight 88 points out of the lead after only 3 rounds in 9th. This may make that even worse.
He had a chance tonight with Jeremy Dawson's not here, so he could have pulled up some points on Jeremy Dawson. Matt Erickson is not here tonight. This should have been a night that Joey East moved up points. Whether he moved up positions or not, but he would have gained a ton of points on some guys that just
not going to happen now. And we had looked at this point standing. It's probably the biggest surprise going into the season. Austin Herzog, Dylan Zampa, Joey East. Those 3 drivers were poised to really make things difficult. They came in tonight 8th, 9th, and 10th. Yeah. We did not expect that at all,
No,
Andy.
It's not what we expected from these drivers. Like you say, that were the drivers that you're putting in the big question to be fighting for a championship as we double them up.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Nut Up Pro Late Model style. The chopped nuts, and we're chopping up some race cars. It has been a ferocious race. You see the front end of Blaine Roach's car is completely gone, and he's in P7, and we are not even halfway. Still 45 to go. Who will survive and outlast them all? Buddy Shepard in that 81 car is the leader.
Yeah, and Buddy got a really good start that time. Ryan Philpott's caught on the outside. He's going to try and find a way around.
Austin Herzog has slowed. Austin Herzog slows at the top of 1 and 2. He had some rear end issues last year, and I wonder if he's not having something like that again this year. The 11 of Austin Herzog stops, and apparently there was a big loud pop before he stopped, and he has come to a stop. What a disastrous season for the 18-year-old.
Broke a rear end on that car or something, Stephen Blakeslee. There's no fluid leaking down the racetrack, but the rear end did not look, when he was rolling around, the rear end looked like it was wobbling around from what I could see out the window, not on the TV shot, but from where I could see from my vantage point. But, wow, this is a night that some drivers that should be capitalizing here at Madera are going to fail to do so.
Driver who just had his 18th birthday, and this is not a real good birthday present for Austin Herzog, our 2019 Nut Up Pro Late Model champion. A driver that was hoping to build a resume around that championship and try to move up in the stock car ranks. This season has really set him in the wrong direction in that regard. And he's urging the safety crew there to get him to the infield so they can at least try to diagnose it. He's left the window net up.
Yeah, window net is up. Maybe it was something in the motor department that went south. They did say they heard a large pop as he came by the start line. So he is really super keen to get this
You would
car
hope
back.
that's like a wire in the distributor or a spark plug wire or something they can at least take the hood off and diagnose, but he's not even going to do that. As you see on the front nose of that car, he has Save ARN. His
the crew is going to work on that car. It's all used up on the right side of that car.
His mom, Jennifer, a nurse who has been one of the frontline workers helping with the coronavirus pandemic response, and cannot thank people like Jennifer Herzog and like Kristen Galvin, who is the wife of our reporter Jason Galvin, for all their help in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. And like it said on the hood of that car, Save an RN. And we all are thinking about our frontline workers here tonight at Madera Speedway, especially Jennifer and Kristen and all they're doing.
Yes, we are. And everybody that works in the healthcare system, we just hope they can stay as safe as possible. It's a tough time right now. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV as we get ready to go green flag racing. Austin Herzog, the cause of the yellow, is still in the pit area on the infield, and they are working on that car, Stephen Blakeslee, trying to get that car fired up.
They're trying to get it fired up, and we're trying to get the field fired up. Still 45 to go, yet another restart for Bakersfield's Buddy Shepard, and yet again a really strong start. The question is, can the 90 of Stremiska fill that hole? He'll try to slide up in front of a driver he's raced a lot with, the Tracy driver, the 52 of Philpott. Who's on the bottom making a move? It's Dylan Zampa.
It is Dylan Zampa on the bottom, and this has been going on for a long, long time, this battle between Dylan Zampa and Ryan Philpott. They have been wheel to wheel. That time, a slip up from Dylan Zampa, got a little loose out of turn number 2. That allowed the 52 now to clear that 92 car, and older brother Logan is right behind his little brother Dylan.
12 to go to the break. This time by, it's going to be Shepard, Stremiska, Philpott, Dylan Zampa, and Logan Zampa. The sibling rivalry continues for these Napa, California drivers. Dylan, who went all the way to the final round of last year in that championship battle, finished third in the points, but he doesn't have a $10,000 win like older brother Logan there, so Logan's got a little heads up on him. Hey, Hans Bieler is still in P6,
Yeah,
Andy.
and Sheldon Cooper. How about Sheldon Cooper? Sheldon got a piece of that big wreck, and Sheldon is driven back to 7th on the racetrack. And Blaine Rocher is there going around the outside. That car is like a modified, but still going pretty good. They got the wheel alignment pretty good on this car.
Well, we do show a lot of Lucas Oil Spears modified races on MAV TV, so if you're tuning in and you might be confused, don't be confused. These are late models. Logan Zampa had a run up the inside of Dylan Zampa off camera, so we're going to go back to this to see if Logan can get another run on Kid Brother here as they continue to battle for 4th.
Yeah, because they're falling away from the top 3 right now. The fast 3 have broken away, as you can see when we go back to the shot in front of them. There is no one in front of the two brothers fighting it out.
And we're coming up on 7 to go to the break, the much needed break for everyone involved in what has been a bit of a tumultuous race. But Buddy Shepard don't mind as he's pulled away to a comfortable advantage. The best battle continues to be this battle for 4th. These drivers took a very similar path, quarter midgets to Legends cars to Pro late models, and they lead the way. A driver who did not take a conventional path is Hans Bieler, who kind of emerged out of nowhere. His father, Mike, a very successful late model driver, and Hans making his family proud right now.
Yeah, he's holding out the very experienced, compared to the experience of Hans Bieler, Blaine Rocher has a ton of experience in these cars and a ton of experience here at Madera.
As now we see this battle here between Skoglund and the Beast, Joey East. And this battle, I can't even believe to say this battle is only for 10th. And so it's been nice to see these comeback drives from East, but they're racing really hard only for 10th. Meanwhile, the car right behind them is the 12 of Jay Julesen in spot 12. Hasn't even been in the calamity at all. Just hasn't been able to move forward in the new performance car.
Yeah, Jay's just been driving around in that 12 zone up car. It needs to zone things up and get going a little bit. 32 laps remaining, so we're nearly to the break. Stephen Blakeslee, we're at a lap away now from the break as Rocher gets past Hans Bieler. Hans Bieler switches back, loosens him up, came to the inside, from the outside to the inside. He's like a veteran driver.
Well, and Beeler is fish-tailing that car, or as Paul Tracy would call it, a tank slapper. As there goes the 98 of Blaine Rocha. He'll finally get away
Checker
from...
flag falls, and Buddy Shepard will lead him to the break from Russ Dremiska, Ryan Philpott, Dylan Zamba, and Logan Zamba. They are the fast 5 cars on the racetrack, Stephen Lacey. That break come up horribly quick in that segment.
The break is here finally for our Nut Up Pro Late models. They'll make adjustments, they'll make repairs if needed, and they'll also get an interview with our own Jason Galvin when we return here to Madera Racing on MAV TV. What a show so far here at Madera Racing on MAV TV. And these Pro Late models are driving like this is the $10,000 to win race. So we'll get everybody stopped for adjustments, and they'll get to talk to Jason Galvin. You'll notice everyone's masked up, distanced, everything you need to do comfortably and carefully during the COVID-19 pandemic. We use a boom microphone that helps. An Australian-built microphone.
Yes, the Rode equipment that they're using down there for that interview mic. Car's just getting stopped down here. How about that for Blaine Rocha after all that damage comes back to 6th place on the racetrack? That's an incredible drive from Blaine Rocha. We'll get these drivers down to Jason Galvin here pretty quickly. Crews will go to work, and there is a lot of work to be done, Stephen Blakeslee. There's a lot of these cars that these drivers would have just been hoping just to get to the break to continue making repairs.
So everybody all spaced out in a very safe manner. We've been kind of working on this throughout the season, and now it's really set up nicely now. Nice formation for these interviews coming up here for Madera Racing on MAV TV. Some drivers here, Andy. We've got some comments coming in, and Davey said he likes when we said tank slapper. So we're having fun with that. Rachel Cam is tuned in. Sylvester the Cat says, stay safe from COVID. All right, thank you, Sylvester, for that.
Yeah, you the same, trying to stay safe.
I guess the conversation on the chat got a little off topic from racing, but we're not going to really talk about that. I mean, somebody commented and said it's turned into Facebook on our live stream. Not sure what happened there. We're busy racing, folks. The reason we go racing, and the reason all of us here at Short Track Management Company fight so hard to race, is to get an escape from everything going on in the world, a safe escape. And so,
yeah, it's our sanctuary from all the disaster
I'm not
that's going on.
I'm not going to engage in that.
I'm not going to comment on any of that that's going on. So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, so Kenny Shepard is letting us know that he's the reason that this is happening. He's to blame as he engages you guys. I know. So we had a question about the number of hoods that are off cars. Right now I count 5, 6. It's almost the whole field. Everyone's trying to cool these cars off.
Yep.
For this break. And Jim Dale wants to remind me that Ryan Philpott's moved up from Tracy to Livermore, and
yes,
I do know that.
No, he has.
I am aware of that. Thank you, Jim Dale.
So I see Russ Dremiska making his way to Jason Galvin. So Ross is pretty keen to get up there to talk to Jason and tell him how his night is going in P2 with 30 laps remaining.
And it looks like Buddy Shepard is there, so we're just about to throw it down to Jason Galvin. So we're back here to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Our Nut Up Pro Late models. Our race leader, Buddy Shepard, is standing by with Jason Galvin on the racetrack.
Buddy Shepard down here, your points leader, your leader here at the break. You've led every lap of this one from up front. Right now, it looks like that 81 car is just cruising.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're going to make a little minor changes and go give it a shot. The 90 car scheme was pretty honest there that whole run. He's really fast. He's really fast tonight. They got it tonight. So I think we'll just make that small change and go give him another try. But I definitely got to thank all the Eshelman Racing guys and team for bringing this car prepared as good as it is tonight. So they sure did a good job. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. Hopefully we can go this next 30 laps with no yellows or no reds. So that'll be awesome.
Nobody's been able to touch Buddy Shepard so far tonight.
Buddy Shepard calling for a change on that car, and if he's already in the lead and calling for a change, this could be a pretty big night for the Bakersfield driver. We've documented time and time again how strong of a start this has been for Ross Stremiska in the Nut Up Ford, and he's right there again in second place, standing by with Jason Galvin.
Stremiska down here, second in points, second in the race. That 81 car, he's been like the rabbit everybody's been trying to chase all year. He thinks you have something for him. How much do you have?
I got something, but he's good, man. We're getting real tired of chasing him. He's always in front of me, and I'm always chasing him. So maybe I can get in front of him, and he can chase me for a little bit and see how this race shakes out. But I'm pretty good. We're about even when we get going, so we're gonna make a little adjustment, take a swing at it, see if I can get a little better, and try to get by him.
Ross Stremiska, that nut up car has been knocking on the door of a win. He's going to try to get it here tonight.
Well, Stremiska feels like he might have a good short run car, or might need a good short run car. He's had a good long run car, and we'll see if Stremiska can dial in the short run and try to run down Buddy Shepard. Third place driver, the 2007 Altamont champion, still looking for his first MAV TV win. It's Ryan Philpott of Livermore standing by with Jason Galvin.
Philpott up here in the third place. Cars run up in the top 5 here most of the night. What do you need to get up there and race with those first 2 cars, though?
I guess the first thing to be is a better transmission. Missed a shift from that restart going across the pattern. They're bringing them in way too slow. We got to get that fixed. Whatever. I'm not here to complain. Here to race. Free the car up in the center, get some drive off, and try to compete. Have some fun.
All right, Ryan Philpott sits in third here at the break.
Been trying to figure out what the source of that big melee earlier. That may have been your answer. Ryan Philpott struggling to get up through the gears on these slow restarts. And this has been a very interesting family feud, teetering on the edge of disaster. But Dylan Zampa, the younger half of the team, is in fourth, and we'll see how he feels with Jason Galvin.
The younger of the Zampa brothers here, Dylan, in fourth place right now. It seemed like Big Brother was picking on you there towards the break. What was that about?
No, I was just saving the car. He was sort of saving, I guess he was saying. But I was running the top, trying to save my stuff for a break. And then we're going to make a small adjustment so we can start getting up there with Philpott and Ross and Buddy.
Did you guys get into like a wrestling match after the last round here too? We haven't had a chance to talk to you since then.
No, we both rode home in the same car, and then we got home, and then we both went to bed, and then we woke up and we were just playing video games together.
It's probably a good thing. I got a feeling I know who wins the wrestling matches.
Me.
Dylan Zampa's in fourth place here at the break.
I'm sorry, but I don't think Dylan Zampa wins the wrestling matches, but it sounds like after round 3, they slept it off and did what every kid does. They played video games and they got their anger out, so hopefully a clean finish. Let's see if Logan Zampa agrees with the happy-go-lucky Dylan Zampa down there with Jason Galvin.
Logan Zampa here in 5th place. So we were just talking to Dylan. You two are playing a little bumper cars there towards the end of the first 50 laps. Played some bumper cars last round too. Dylan says he beat you in the wrestling match after that last race. Is that true?
No, it was all just fun and games. You know, racing happens, bumping and tagging, and always goes. And it wasn't good on my end. But the car is definitely better than it was last race. Just saving the car for the next 30 laps, see how it's going to go, making a slight adjustment to get some more forward bite off the car. So we'll see how it goes.
You get out there and race with your brother. How much do you think about who's in the other 92 car?
We're brothers in the pits and we're enemies on the track. I mean, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get a win out here.
And both of these brothers have won here before at Madera in the Pro Late Models. Logan Zampa sits in 5th.
Have won at Madera, but it's been quite some time, Andy. The last race of 2018 for Logan Zampa, the first race of 2019 for Dylan Zampa. They'll try to end that dry spell, but everyone's chasing the 81 of Buddy Shepard. More
Yes.
MAV TV racing coming up after this from Madera, California.
Yes.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
5150 Energy Drink is the choice for those with a passion for life and a thirst to match. There are many obstacles in life that keep people from pursuing their dreams. But when you're 5150, you're able to use those hardships as motivation to push yourself. With the right mindset, anyone can achieve greatness, and 5150 can help get you there, offering much more than just a boost of energy. Our ingredients are carefully selected because of their health benefits. So not only does 5150 taste great, it also provides the body with the nutrients it needs to stay hydrated and energized. Our mission to provide a quality product is matched only by our commitment to making the world a better place. In partnership with the Carlos Vieira Foundation, efforts are made year-round to help the less fortunate. In fact, a portion of every can sold goes toward helping families that are living with autism. And at the heart of it all is passion. The passion to live life to its fullest, to chase your dreams, and to help others. Are you 5150?
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
Welcome back to the Madera Speedway live stream. Stephen Blakeslee knocking doors down, that sensational book from Carlos Vieira, just explaining where Carlos was at in life and where he has gone in life and the success he has found along the way. And he explains all that in the book, Knocking Doors Down. A great read.
Well, the key there is the book is not described as the biography of Carlos Vieira. It instead is supposed to be an inspirational book to inspire anyone who is facing adversity. In Carlos's case, some demons as a drug addict and the path to overcome that. And so they've built up a whole media company with the book, the podcast. I've actually been really impressed. You got to check out the carlosvierafoundation.org. The podcast that relates to the book has had some really big name guests on it, some big names from media and from celebrities and big personalities, and it's really inspirational. So we encourage you to check that out. 100% of the book sales support the Race to Be Drug-Free campaign.
Yes, they do. Carlos does a lot of good in the community with his gloves, not drugs, boxing things he has. He has a lot of things going on in the community to help the youth in the community, to keep them on the right path of life. And yeah, the book is just inspirational. If you've had any issues in your life where you want to move forward, read that book because you'll get some really good tips in that book how to move forward in life in general.
Well, like I was talking about the podcast, having some powerful people on it. How about Lamar Odom from the NBA, Carmen Electra from all of her modeling. I mean, those are some big names. Tony Hoffman from BMX, X Games gold medalist. Scott Stapp from the band Creed. It really is a very cool podcast. I've enjoyed it.
Yep.
And Outback, you're going to bring us back on MAV TV here at the Stripe.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Round number 4 of the Nutter Pro Late Models. It is the points leader, Buddy Shepherd, leading. He picks the outside once again, puts second place in points. Ross Dremiska to his inside, but look at row number 2. It is Ryan Philpott, Dylan Zampa, and row number 3, Logan Zampa on the outside. That car that looks like a modified of Blaine Rocha. He has salvaged a great night here at Madera, and Buddy Shepherd gets a decent start once again.
Buddy Shepherd's been bringing them down just a little bit slow-paced, as Ryan Philpott talked about at the break. And the battle is for second again. Dylan Zampa is trying to make that outside work to go around the outside of Ross Dremiska. This could be the best run of the year so far for young Dylan Zampa.
Yes, it is. It's been a little bit of a lean streak for the Zampa team. They sustained some damage early in the year to both the cars, and this is a great performance tonight. You can see the last couple of races they've been able to get going, and they almost touched down there going down into turn 1.
Dylan Zampa takes second at the line on lap number 52 from the outside of Stremiska. Stremiska trying to fight back and take it back, but Dylan Zampa up to second. The question is, can he get away from Stremiska, get the caution he needs, and make things interesting with Buddy Shepherd?
Well, time will tell if he can do that on the outside. Stremiska has hung tough all night. Stremiska wants to be on the podium and hopefully take a shot at Buddy Shepherd, but Buddy has opened up about a 6-car lead already. Side-by-side battle, plenty of racing. There's been plenty of side-by-side battling at Madera tonight. Certainly hasn't been all follow the leader, one-lane racing. This track is tri-bank, so it allows for multi-lane racing. Stephen Blakeslee.
Well, and the idea of Stremiska is showing that perfectly, because it seems like Zampa is slightly better, but Stremiska was able to use that tri-bank racetrack, the lower banked low groove, to challenge. Speaking of Zampas, here's Logan Zampa in the middle of a battle, battling just outside the top 5 with those highly wounded cars of Sheldon Cooper, the 89, Blaine Rocha, the 98, who is 5th on the racetrack.
Yeah, good run tonight for the Fantasy Deagles, BC Pizza. I know they watch MAV TV down there at BC Pizza. Sheldon's got a good run going tonight. He has scored right now in the 7th position on the racetrack. So, in fact, moved up to 6th, Sheldon Cooper. So it's been a good run. He's got around the outside of Logan Zampa, trying to track down that wounded car of Blaine Rocha. The 89 car sustained quite a bit of damage, and they were working a lot on that car on the infield early in the race, Stephen.
I have to think that 6th would be the best career finish for Sheldon Cooper. Remember, he had that $1,000 B-Main win in last year's Nut Up Short Track Shootout, a win where he celebrated with a big burnout that lit the track on fire. He's a great personality in the series. We need more drivers like him, and he has worked his way by sweat and tears up into 6th, and maybe could get around Blaine Rocha for 5th. That would be a big accomplishment.
Yeah, and this is one of our budget teams as well, so he needs to bring this car home in the best condition he can, because every time you take the car home and it's not all torn up and you're having to replace suspension parts, clips, you can work on the go fast, and that's what we're seeing with Sheldon Cooper. When he can keep the car clean, he can go back and work on it between races. They keep making these little gains here, little gains there, and tonight he finds that he's racing around for nearly 5th spot on the racetrack.
Well, and Cooper fixes to aim himself to the top 10 of the points the way the night has gone. He had a bit of a mistake there, got loose on the top groove, and Logan Zampa was happy to try to capitalize, and they've all clawed to the back of Ryan Philpott. So basically, it's a 4-car battle for 4th.
I think
I
think last time down in turn 3, Sheldon found where the limit is to the outside of the racetrack, where maybe there's a lot of debris up there on the racetrack and it's slippery. I think Sheldon found where the limit of the racetrack, and the limit of the racetrack for these guys, I don't know if there's a limit for Blaine Rocha. That car we thought wouldn't come back, and right now he is fighting out for that 4th position on the racetrack, and he gaps it. Although Philpott gets back around him.
This is a battle for points as well. Blaine Rocha came into tonight third on the standings, only 1 point better than Philpott. So you're literally seeing the battle for third in the points play out on screen on the racetrack for fourth on the racetrack, and Philpott has found a way to hold off that wounded 98 car.
Yeah, you kind of think that the Philpott car would be in better shape because it doesn't seem to have had damage tonight, where we know that the 98 car, they were doing wheel alignment, they were doing a ton of stuff because they had to replace some parts on that car in the front end. They'd replace, I believe, some shocks and maybe some steering arms in that car. So that crew has done a lot of work tonight on the 98 car. So the 52 car not driving away from him, that speaks volumes for Blaine Rocha.
Well, with that big bumper bar piece hanging out in the front, he can still sort of use the bumper, as I think that's pretty clear of the radiator. Look at how high up the track they were. It got my attention the last time around because they were both all the way up against the wall in the front straightaway, nearly tagging it, and it just made a little bit of a different sound as they're squealing the tires.
10 to go here.
10 laps to go, round 4 of the Nut Up Pro Lay models. The battle for fourth has been phenomenal. Philpott trying to diagnose a handling issue by changing his driving line, and Rocha's trying to capitalize.
Yes, he is. Rocha's trying to capitalize. Oh, got a piece of the wall out of turn number 4. That wall's claimed a few cars up there tonight on the outside, and Philpott that time, he got a little piece of that wall, so hopefully it's not too bad damage on that 52 car. You risk cutting down a tire every time you throw the tail in the wall like that.
You know, I kind of thought as this battle came on that the 88 of the Beast, Joey East, might be able to capitalize and close in, but he's at the back of this line. East is not in this picture. He's in 8th right now.
Yeah.
So he's going to salvage the top 10, one of his better finishes of the year, but he's not going to get up to these guys with now at the line 6 to go, 2 more miles of racing. I think Philpott's going to hang on, Andy.
Yeah, I think Philpott might hang on to this, although he's got to keep it off the wall. Every lap he keeps getting further out there. There's a lot of debris out there, and you risk, like I say, you risk every time you hit that wall, maybe cutting down a tire, distorting the bead on the wheel. So here we go. Blaine Rocha still holding out Logan Zamber. I thought maybe Logan could have leapfrogged these guys. It's been kind of back and forth for Logan Zamber tonight. He's been up, back, up, back. One guy who has not been up and back, all he's done has been up the racetrack, back down to the racetrack. That's our race leader, Buddy Shepard. This is a clinical performance tonight.
Buddy Shepard sees 3 to go, 1 more mile of action. He's got a little bit of lap traffic to deal with, and that's always a bit unsettling this late in the go. Philpott continues to drive straight up the racetrack to adjust his line, and that seems to be a ticket to hold these contenders off. This one fixes to go all the way to the wire, P4, 5, and 6, and we have 2 to go for the 81 of Buddy Shepard. What a battle here, Andy.
Yeah, I don't think that battle's done, but this is the guy that is getting it done on the racetrack. White flag now for Buddy Shepard. 79 laps up front tonight. Led right from the get-go tonight, Buddy Shepard. This is a clinical performance, that fury, fast and a fury, as we say. Out of turn number 4 to the line. It's Buddy Shepard with another win.
His 3rd win in 4 starts for the 2-time series champion. Buddy Shepard is best, and they wrecked coming to the finish line. Stramiska will be 2nd. Dylan Zampa, Ryan Philpott, Logan Zampa, your top 5. Blaine Rocha didn't even make it to the line as we see that mess with the 12 of Dennis Rock. Buddy Shepard's going to have to start coming up with new ways to celebrate because it has been a rich and successful couple of years for the Bakersfield driver, the son of the great Dickie Shepard, and he'll be in victory lane with fellow Bakersfieldian Jason Galvin after this here on MAV TV.
Okay, the cars pull up in victory lane, and Buddy Shepard beating Stramiska and Dylan Zampa.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break to pay some bills and go back to victory lane here on our live stream. Outback Andy, it's race time here at Madera.
Yes, it is.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knocking Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knocking Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
iPull is California's #1 destination for self-service auto parts. Why? Only iPull offers a free 60-day cashback guarantee on our parts. We also buy old cars, wrecked cars, and junk cars, so our customers have access to the parts they want and need. We pay cash for these cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, whether they're running or not. Towing is available. Call us at 855-470-CASH. iPull Auto Parts, a better way to buy auto parts guaranteed. Open daily at 8 a.m. with locations in Fresno, Stockton, and in Pomona.
Personalized advice, precision, and speed, whether purchasing a home or looking to refinance. This is what RPM Mortgage delivers to you. Home loans fast. With our new Home on Time application, we have seamlessly integrated technology into our lending process, allowing you to submit your information in just minutes from any device, anywhere. You can even do it right from the track. If you are looking for a home loan at an accelerated speed, visit rpmwins.com. RPM is the proud title sponsor of the Pro Late Model Series at the Madera Speedway.
What you say we do a little day. Good times begin with the cool, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and just a touch of lemon. Wherever you decide to unwind, make sure you do it with a twist. Day drinking, yeah, some day drinking. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Unwind with a twist.
When you're 5150, you know that time waits for no one. When you're 5150, you know that every second wasted keeps you further from your dreams. So forge on, chase that goal, be determined, be relentless. And when it starts to get crazy, live the madness. 5150, energy drinks, apparel. We're a way of life. 5150, drink it, wear it, live it.
Well, once again, Buddy Shepard is in victory lane. He's going to have to find a new way to celebrate at some point. He's going to do that right now with our own Jason Galvin.
Buddy Shepard climbs out of the number 81 car for the third time in 4 races this year here at Madera Speedway and takes the win here in the NutUp Pro Late Models Series. Buddy, the 2-time track champion, we talked at the break, said it didn't seem like anybody had anything for the 81 car. You thought the cars behind you might have had something. Sure didn't look like it those last 30 laps.
Yeah, it seemed like the 90 had to get around the 92 there, so we got a pretty good lead there and just maintained it. So this car was really good. Made a little minor change at the halfway break, really came alive. So I stayed underneath me the whole run, and I think we're going to ooze that whole last run. So I can't thank Matt and Jeff and all the Eshlemans enough, everyone for coming and helping us on this deal. Shavers Racing Oil, Cheney College, Exalta's Finish Master, and just everyone that's behind us. We can't do it without them. Wish the fans were here. It's kind of a bummer. You get out of the car and there's no one up there. So hopefully one day we'll go fans back in the stands.
You make a change at the break and the car comes alive. Everybody else in the field's going to see this interview and go, man, what do we got to do to catch the 81 car? What's the secret right now?
I think that kind of the secret is just figuring out how to run the top. It just seems like the top's not really there in practice. So you only got a couple laps to make it work on during the race. So I think once we kind of get the track, like kind of how back to was last year, and we get 2 racing lines, I think like tonight the racing was pretty good. So just definitely I thank Kenny Shepard for keeping these shows going out here and just giving us racers a place to race.
Buddy Shepard extends his points lead here with his 3rd win of the season.
Well, Buddy Shepard says what all of us here at Madera Speedway know, the secret is how you run the top, as Buddy Shepard leads Ross Stramiska, Dylan Zampa, Ryan Philpott, Logan Zampa, your top 5, then Sheldon Cooper, Joey East, Hans Bueller, Tim Scotland, and Blaine Rocha, your top 10, Andy.
Yeah, just outside the top 10, Glenn Cook, Jay Julinson, Dennis Rock, Austin Herzog, Pete Soto, Tyler Herzog, Mike Bueller, and Rick Thompson round out late models tonight.
Well, 2nd place finish for the Nut Up Ford of Ross Stramiska, and he's standing by with Jason Galvin.
Well, the bridesmaid once again down here, Ross Stramiska. You said at the break you got tired of looking at the 81 car. Spent the last 30 laps kind of doing that again there, but how much did that early battle on the restart with the 52 affect your chances of going up and trying to get the win?
It hurt me a lot because he just got away. I feel like we're a little better. Getting by him's a different story, but I feel like we were a little better. But I got hung up by 92, and then I finally got back by him, and I was catching him, and then laps ran out. So yeah, I'm getting real tired of seeing his back bumper. I'll tell you that. But he's good, man. He does a great job. We're right there. The restart's pretty frustrating because how the track has it set up. It's just, you're at 2nd place and 3rd place guys are at the huge disadvantage, and they're going to lose a spot and they're going to lose momentum every restart because you can't beat the leader, or you can't even stay even with the leader. So it's kind of a joke, but that's what they want us to do. So we'll just keep running 2nd until I start up front like all these other guys do every week.
Feels like it's just a matter of time before Ross Stramiska's luck turns around and he wins one of these things.
I think Jason Galvin is right. It's just a matter of time for the Nut Up Ford to get a victory. And when Ross Stramiska tells Galvin, well, I think I had a better race car, the lap times do reflect that. Ross Stramiska, the fastest single lap of the main event, and it came on lap 60. So his team, the McGinnis-led team, put that Nut Up Ford in a position to try to win this race, but they come up 1 position short. A driver that put up a good fight tonight was the younger half of the Zampa crew, and that's Dylan Zampa in 3rd place with Jason Galvin.
A 3rd place finish here for Dylan Zampa. And Dylan, we talked at the break that you guys need to make a little change. That make the car a little bit better. Picked up 1 more spot there. What's the difference tonight between you and the first 2 cars?
The first 2 cars, I mean, their cars were just phenomenal all day. They were top 2 all day, and when I got around Ross, I thought we had something, and then he made that really good pass on me, and he just pulled away. I had nothing for them. The adjustment helped a little bit, not a lot though, so we'll go back and we'll fix on it.
Only year number 2 for you, though. Still just a teenager here, out here learning. Drivers like Ross Stramiska, been around for a long time running the tour. Buddy Shepard, 2-time track champion out here. How much can you learn by following some of these guys around? I know the goal is to beat them, but you get a chance to watch those 2 race. There's got to be something to take away.
Well, first things first, I think we need to get the car where it needs to be able to be behind them to follow them. But we'll get there. We'll go home. We'll look at it and see what we can do for next race.
Dylan Zampa coming home 3rd here tonight. Good round 4 for the Zampa family.
Does anything about the quality of this series and the quality of drivers like Dylan Zampa out back? He was a little bit disappointed to finish in 3rd tonight, but his best run so far of the 2020 season, and 5 rounds left to go. Can't wait to bring him to you here on MAV TV.
Yes, it is. We've got Buddy Shepard, who is trying to win championship number 3 in the 6 years of Madera Racing on MAV TV. Ross Stramiska, again, that solid 2nd for points. And Dylan Zampa should be happy with that because he's got a ton of points on people in front of him tonight. So he is. It's been a good night for Dylan Zampa. On behalf of Stephen Blakesley, Kenny Shepard, Quan, all the crew, Jason Galvin down there, and all of our camera crew, thanks for watching MAV TV. I'm Outback Andy. We'll see you next week on Madera Racing.